situations. Listener discretion is advised.
Well, a lot can happen in 9 years. It's fair to say that all of us on the show, past and present, have had our tales of tragedy and triumph. And it's fair to say that when we started back in 2000, well, 9 years ago, I guess, the world we see now isn't quite what we maybe thought it was going to be. I'm still waiting for the hovercrafts, but political unrest, commotion, all kinds of fucking sadness. But one thing, and I don't know what the fuck is having an asthma attack, but it's throwing me fucking off right now. One fucking thing that we can all agree on is that arguments, dick jokes, and nerdy conversations remain the same. So welcome to the celebration 9-year anniversary Trick or Treat Radio, because after tomorrow, the road to a decade of debauchery begins. Welcome to
zombies. You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 470 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is the world's most dangerous podcast and is recorded in front of an undead studio audience here at Castle Wolfenstein, also at the Lair of La Swag within the Raven Chateau, also at Casa de 50 and the Lair of the Gods. And we got 6 boxes. We got 6 video boxes. We're in 6 locations. We also got the man. Actually, you know what? Let me do his fucking intro. It's been a while. We also have the rum-drinking father of all that's funky, the man who's broken more hearts than the Frog Brothers wooden steak factory, the innovator of inebriation, the goth chic, and everyone's favorite tenderoni, Dynamo Susan Mars.
Hi, everybody. I'm actually drinking whiskey tonight. How about that?
That's someone else's gimmick.
I know. Gimmick infringement.
And I don't think we ever had an official intro, but he is the grand poobah of OTC Industries. He is a director extraordinaire, an award-winning director extraordinaire, and he is our good friend, our wrestling buddy, our good pal, and that is Bill by fucking Force.
Yeah, I'm not drinking whiskey. I have a caffeine-free Diet Coke. Because as in my older age, the caffeine is beginning to affect me at night. So
I think you'd be better off with the whiskey, maybe.
Probably.
No caffeine in whiskey.
There you go.
Well, it tastes like shit, so don't worry about it.
So it is our 9-year anniversary show, and that just kind of boggles my mind as it is. Bill, it's only right that we have you. It's been so long since you've been here. But
yeah, I actually was thinking about all you dudes the other day, and was like, oh, I got to get in touch with those guys. And then like, this is not bullshit either. This is like, and then you shot me a message. It was like, hey, we got this 9-year anniversary show coming up. And I'm like, man, that's fucking weird. Cause I was like, I got to talk to dudes. I mean, I didn't really want to talk to you guys.
Right.
I'm like, oh yeah. Self-promotion time. Yeah, I'm in.
I would think that because show milestones are usually so close together, and you just hitting an epic 800 episodes. Is that
700? But that's
700. Right. So did I say 800? I think I sent a message that said 800.
That's typical Dynamo. Speaking of gimmicks,
yeah, it's fine. But I think around the time you have one, you'd start turning off your phone, knowing that, No,
I mean, we have them now. It's not like it used to be. Obviously, it's the podcasting, our giant podcasting world has gotten quite small, which is not, as I'm learning, is really not necessarily a bad thing for us, because it's not a situation where we're under anyone's thumb or radar. And it's like cool to throw numbers around, but I'd much rather have a group of dedicated listeners that come back every week. I mean, you guys
100%.
You guys get that same type of following where it's like maybe it's not trillions of people out there listening, but the people that are listening and the people that love the show and want to support you. So, yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, and I agree. Like I was actually, we got accepted to Fantasia Film Fest, which I wasn't sure if we would, but we got accepted, and I had to like go through and kind of like sell us, and it was weird trying to sell, trying to sell us, and I'm like, yeah, we used to get some props, but now there's so many podcasts out there, so much static. I would rather have like a small dedicated base than just trying to hustle all the time and get out there and. There's nothing wrong with that, by any means. But I'm definitely thankful for the crew that we've had and together. And I know obviously a pandemic kind of, definitely can put a strain on relationships and friendships. But regardless, I messaged. Jesus Christ, Morris. What the fuck?
He was Raymond Shadow's dad. He was telling me that he's gonna get porn off.
I was just about to say something nice about.
Your private chat has been accepted. Yeah. I gotta go.
I was just about to say something nice about Bill too, and so I messaged Bill. I hadn't talked to Bill in a while. I realized, when you message on Facebook, you see the last time you message.
Yeah, it's been like a little over a year.
Yeah, I was like, I'm such an asshole. Holy shit! I'm like, I haven't talked to Bill in so long. I'm
Here's
such an
the
asshole.
Thing, though. Like that absolutely feels like it could have been last week.
Yeah,
that's like. I mean, I know you guys have talked about it, like there is no real semblance of time anymore. Nothing feels real. Everything is like, people make the joke of like, oh, it's a glitch in the Matrix or whatever. But like, sometimes it legitimately feels like that. Where in terms of like, I don't even know like what day of the week it is or like anything anymore. But I'm happy to be here, man. I'm happy to hang out with you guys. I look forward to us all being able to get together in a room.
Yeah.
Some point. I haven't seen Chris in person in over 2 years now.
Holy shit, that's crazy.
No, it's like a year and a half.
Yeah, we're coming up in a year and a half. And yeah, so just to finish that story, I messaged Bill, realized I hadn't messaged him in forever, felt like an asshole, messaged you and said, hey Bill, we'd love to have you on. And the first thing Bill said, 100% I'm in. And I was like, fuck. Yeah, it's like, nothing changes, right? It's just
no.
Just it's awesome. So I appreciate it, Bill, and Mars. Obviously, wouldn't have it any other way to have you joining us. You were such a big part of the show for so long, and it only makes sense. So
yeah, I tell everyone that I am proud of this show, whether or not I'm here or otherwise. Like, and if something happened, or if Johnny just ran out of steam, I would feel bad if it stopped, regardless of what my appearances are or how often I'm on it. It's a very big part of my life. It's a very big part of my identity. And I mean, if you want to know how broken the internet is, there are still people that I don't think know that I'm not on. But I say this every time, but 100% of any success I've had in any artistic endeavors has been because of you guys in this show. So, but that I've had since the show anyway. I guess you can't put a stake in the heart of the Deadites, but,
not for long.
Otherwise, yeah. I mean, I have a book company, putting out some books, put out 2 books last year. It's funny. Bill was talking about a glitch in the Matrix, and, somebody, that's the worst. And he'll probably agree with this too. Anybody that does it well with art type projects, because I just finished a music video the other day and showed it to somebody and complimented me on my commitment to be able to have so many different seasons in the video and be so patient. And I was like, yeah, it wasn't just that it took me a whole year to, corral one woman and one camera to finish a 3-minute video. It was I wanted it to be winter, then summer, then winter again. But yeah, it's
the plans the whole time. That was
perfect. Yeah. So that's it. I got Turk Bedlam. We're making videos for Deadite songs that Tiny won't put on the internet, so some things never change. And that's books, and you guys. Now, last time I was here, I announced the comic, and man, every time Matt shows me something for that, it looks fucking beautiful. We're aiming to have a thing called the Annual, I believe, where it's tentatively a year. That's a team up between Last Frontier Comics and Danger Meow Publishing. There's going to be prose and comic stories and everything in there, and it should be good. And now that I have my own little studio and a gig worth of music that Tiny probably doesn't even remember writing, you'll start to see some music coming out now, because I don't need any of those sons of bitches. But yeah, I really appreciate it, man, because like I say, I can't, I mean, all the time, like, and you guys are all 5 of you that I'm looking at now. I've scripted all parts in the comics and prose, and like, you guys are still big part of the universe. So,
Yeah,
Michael Ravenshadow's still letting out the chupacabras.
Cooper Choppers.
Yeah.
All right, before we get too far in, I want to just let everyone set the scene, let everyone know what we're talking about, because it's very easy for us to fly off the rails, which we will. But on this evening's show, we're obviously just hanging out. We're going to celebrate. We'll get a bunch of voice messages that we'll play later on. We're also going to be talking about the film Raw Force, which Mars, I know MZ's a big fan of, but Mars had sort of brought to my attention, was like, we should do this. So jumped on board. We did that. Messaged out our friends over at Vinegar Syndrome, and they are providing a couple of Blu-rays of Raw Force for us to give away. So a big shout out to everyone at Vinegar Syndrome. We appreciate their help with this. And what we're going to do for the giveaway, we're going to give away 1 copy to someone who's watching live. So you have to be watching live. We're going to be doing it later on the show. I want to give people an opportunity to kind of like be here, and you don't have to be here. You have to just have tuned in for like and maybe say something in the chat just so I know that people are out there. And we'll pick someone at the end of the show. And then also, for all of the voice messages that we got about maybe 9 or 10 so far. I expect we'll get some more. All of those folks are entered to win another copy. So we're going to give away 2 copies, one for a live viewer and then another for voice message. So we asked people to roast us. We'll see how that goes. So, but anything, if you guys don't want to roast us and you're watching live, you just want to send in a voice message, let folks know, just what you dig about the show, or you could always do favorite memories or moments or whatever. So, we appreciate you guys hanging out, and hopefully some folks will dig getting a copy of Raw Force. And
favorite moments.
What's that?
Favorite moments. I didn't know we were going to do favorite moments.
Well, we're not.
I mean, I already know what mine is.
You would be amazed at how my voice recognition could not say the word roast. So if anybody calls up and tries to toast us or joast us or anything else, that's my fault.
Or post us up like Charles Barkley.
Post us, yeah. And if you guys don't know Vinegar Syndrome, I got a box from Severin Films the other day, and I didn't know what it was. Like, I didn't understand, because for the last 2 years, definitely since the pandemic, and I've been buying stuff from them since they opened. I pretty much only get media at Vinegar Syndrome now. They put out my favorite bad movies, my favorite art house stuff, and my favorites. Like, I have a Criterion level version of The Fucking Fear with Morty, with 3 commentaries, a documentary. Like, how does that fucking happen? You know what I mean? They give love to these films. It's a great investment. The collector's market on them is amazing. They're the fucking best, and they're cool dudes. We've shared many a burger and
meals,
drink with them.
Have any of you guys ever gotten the chance to get down to the archive?
No.
No. We got it though. We have to. One of these days we got it.
Oh, dude, I went. Kyle and I went. Oh God, it must have been a year and a half ago now. Well, probably no, it was before the pandemic, so 2 years ago. And it's just like, you make the joke of like, oh, I can't go there, it's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, you can't go there. Fucking lethal.
Yeah, it's
really.
Yeah, oh yeah, I dropped $300. Like,
wow.
And I only bought only half the stuff I picked up.
Is the place mobbed at all, or?
When we went, there was like, it was Kyle and I, and then like a couple other people in and out. But like most of the time, it was just the 2 of us. But like the place is so friggin' big, and like if you're into records, like forget it. Like,
yeah.
anything you could imagine is good. They got it there in a bin, and it's usually less money than you expect it to be. So
Yeah, I've definitely wanted to check that out. Next time I come up north, I'm gonna have to make a stop there on the way up
it's a
or
haul.
back.
It's a haul. I mean, it's a haul.
Yeah.
Where it's like for me, it's like over 2.5 hours.
Yeah, for me it'd probably be on the way. Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
You
near
could go. You could.
Yeah.
It's right in downtown Bridgeport.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's not bad.
It unfortunately wasn't there when Wolfie and I were riding the roads of professional
No,
wrestling
yeah,
in
we
the
definitely
mid
would have stopped.
2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we went through that way all the time.
Yep. So we got a bunch of people hanging out. We're also live on the Deadites Facebook page, and so there's a few folks over there checking out the show. Our boy the Ledge Mars is hanging out. He says,
Thank you, Dad.
Look at these mooks."
No.
And then also fucking New Bomb Turk is tuning in. Raven
Yeah.
Shadow.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm fucking Turk.
New Bomb
Mhm.
fucking Turk.
Stop it.
He said, "Would
I've
would you look at this? My God, I'm gonna have to whoop someone." Signed, yours
Nice.
truly, New Bomb Turk.
I've been on quite a bit of communicado with Newborn Turk lately, so he's still the awesome as he's ever been.
Well, yeah, well, it's a thing too, and we talked about on the show about pager codes. New Bomb Turk is the originator of the 316 pager code, which meant he was at Jillian's, a local bar / pool hall, and if I got that text, I could meet him at the Jillian's, and we would drink beer and play pool.
I don't know if Bill knows anything about this. Bill, Raven Shadow used to have this really convoluted code system with his pager. If you, as he just said, if you typed in 316, he'd meet you for a beer at Jillian's. If what was some of the others, Raven Shadow?
Well, to be fair, that wasn't mine. That was New Bomb Turk.
Well, fair, but I think
Stone Cold
you
Bomb.
had your own though.
But yeah, but it was a very complicated thing in the 90s, Bill. Because not only did we have pager codes, but we had the phone call codes. So Mars was very astute at if I get a phone call, it was my parents at that time, and if I had company over, he would
At
say,
the
"Oh,
time, you got new parents."
well, yeah, I guess his parents."
Yeah, that's about time.
Yeah.
The trade-in value was going down.
Yeah, you have to,
They told you
I'm
knock it
least-
off one too many times.
Yeah.
but Mars would call, and he would say, "Oh, we're going out to Denny's or whatnot."
Or he'd say
And-
Captain America.
Right. My response would be Captain America, which meant that I was gonna do a solo,
Solo adventure.
I'd be solo with companion.
You were gonna update your website. We know.
Yeah.
I would join the team and then say Avengers, which meant then there in about a half an hour. So. And I think Mars. I'm not sure we kind of like mind melted that one.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
At Raven Shadow, you can relate to this guy. He's communicating with Post-it notes.
Yeah, that's true. That's your preferred method of communication.
I like
Yeah.
post.
I learned it from watching you, Dad.
So before we get too far along here, Bill, what's up with you, man? I know people can check. I saw people can check out your latest documentary is on Tubi, right?
Yeah, it's on Tubi
Yeah.
and on you can purchase it on. Well, it's not really recent anymore. I guess it's like been out for like a year, over
Are
a
you
year now.
showing
but-
us your teeth, Mars? What the fuck are you doing? He's like,
Settle down,
you're
Gage. Jesus.
You're like giving the finger to your teeth. What are you-
I think he muted himself when he thought he shut his camera off.
He did mute himself.
Because he's talking and we can't hear him.
what the fuck? We can't
No.
hear you.
Fuck you, ADA.
I thought that I was on the Star Wars show and nobody was looking.
Yeah, no, we can see you. We can see you.
I forgot. I'm glad it was that because I almost took my shirt off because I'm so hot.
Oh, damn it.
Please, Bill, continue.
Where was yeah, Safer Spaces. It's out in the world.
Yeah.
It won best documentary short at the Shauna Shea Film Festival last year, which is dope. Shout out to Skip and the whole crew over there. Favorite people in general. And
Yeah,
yeah,
great.
watching on Tubi for free. So I don't know. It was on Amazon Prime, and then Amazon Prime did one of those Amazon-y things where they just essentially shut down, deleted, removed, whatever you want to say, like tens of thousands of independent
Yeah, I've heard about that shit.
documentaries, specifically documentaries and nonfiction and shorts. They just took them all off of Prime. No emails, no like heads up, no way to find out how to get it back on. Just we are no longer accepting documentaries or nonfiction shorts for Prime at this time. So you can still get like Survival of the Film Freaks and Safer Zone, but you have to purchase a digital copy of it. But our distributor hooked us up with Tubi. They got Film Freaks on there, and then when they saw we had something else out, they were like, "Yeah, they're like they'll take that too." So yeah, they're there. The only downfall of Tubi, it is owned by Fox.
Yeah,
but if you can handle a couple of commercials of weird right-wing propaganda, you can watch some. I mean, the service is amazing. The stuff that's on is
outrageous,
unbelievable. That's like we've been pretty much programming OTC directly off of there, and to have a couple films on there on a product that's available in so many different places, it's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, ever since Monster Zero discovered Tubi, I've been a really big fan.
Amazing.
What? Look, hey, give me a break. A lot of people are still discovering it now.
He's like the Magellan of Tubi.
He also discovered Black. He also discovered Black Summer recently, Mars.
All right. Well, yeah, that's. I'll have to check that out.
App in the name of Zero.
Yeah.
No, I knew it was out. I just never bothered with it because
Mars talked about it all the time on the show. All the fucking time.
He talked about Black Summer on the show.
No. Tubi.
Did you guys hear HBO? That's fun.
Fuck off, Raven Shadow. It's not like I listen. It's not like I listen to what everybody says on the show every given goddamn minute.
You don't listen at all. Period.
What? I'd be impressed if you listened to anyone at any given time.
Yeah.
I did.
My problem is that I listen too much.
I did use MZ.
I listen too much. I care too much.
To what? I used MZ in one of my anti-Star Wars rants of how current Star Wars likes to origin everything. I said Star Wars fans are like MZ needing to know how the zombie got the barrel around it and it paints the sands red. They need to see. They need to see everything.
I would still like to know.
Yeah, but
one of those big mysteries that'll never get solved. You know?
Well, give it to fucking Filoni and that crew. You'll fucking see how they made the tire. But yes, Safer Spaces. I was a fan of War on Women. But after that documentary, they're one of those bands, like along with like the Proto Men, that I listen to, and Alkaline Trio that I listen to every day. Like they're on every playlist I make. I love them, and I was so excited, and I still have to re-get tickets again. That they're going to be in Worcester. Like three of my favorite bands: War on Women, Alkaline Trio, and Bad Religion. So that's going to be fucking dope. So.
Yeah, I'm not going to be here for that show. I'm going to be in Chicago. But like that's a dope fucking tour. Like
that's one show.
Yeah,
one show.
Yeah, it's three generations of bands I love.
Yeah, so Bad Religion is headlining, and then Alkaline Trio is like sort of a co-headliner, and then War on Women is the opening act.
Wow.
Yeah, it's intense.
Aries is gonna have to go.
Yeah, it's great.
Aries, you're gonna have to.
Yeah, I might have to go to that one. Yeah.
I'm gonna need him to protect me anyway. So
well, let's go. I want. That's the Palladium, right?
Yeah, you can't go because of the tweezers and the.
Yeah, it's not just Glenn Danzig.
Yeah, the towels. They don't let you in.
Religion loves tweezers. They fucking they don't like religion.
True. Yeah. You know what you should do? You should do what me and you have for a job now during the pandemic, and just stand outside and take other people's tweezers away. Because me and Raven Shadow have become the captains of comic book security.
We had the bouncers of the four.
Yeah. So can't come in without a mask. Get out of here.
Oh man, so that's really cool, Bill. Is there anything on the horizon that you can talk about?
Yo, I figured you were going to ask me that too.
Well, if you can't, you can't. You know.
Well, I feel like Jack Bennett. When Jack Bennett used to come on OTC, or still he does. He still comes on OTC, and he's like, "I've got all these amazing things that I'm doing. I've got I got like 12 different things, and I can't tell you about any of them.
Yep. But that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
I mean, I do. I have. Yeah. No. It's actually quite humbling that I have as much stuff on the plate as I do. I mean, we're still working on Don't Forget to Leave. That feature length documentary is the one. That's the focus. That's the passion project. We're like 60%, 65, 70, maybe 70% of the way through the interviews, but obviously the pandemic stopped everything. So, and now the fact that travel is just like astronomical in trying to travel, like it's putting another damper on, and the fact that we can't go to Canada at this point. But that's the main focus. I'm also directing and producing another documentary short. This one is I'm making this little niche for myself, or niche, I guess would be the right word, not niche. Niche is not even a word, is it? Raven Shadow, is niche a word?
Yeah, by the niche in the back. Or the
niches get stitches, right?
Niches,
stitches.
Whatever.
Yep.
Anyway,
A niche in time saves 9.
Yeah. Right, Niche, the smart guy.
Niche, the smart guy.
Niche the killer.
Niche the killer.
Niche and Scratchy, right? Who's that guy?
Niche and Scratchy.
oh, why did I ask you?
Yeah, this is all your fault, Bill.
Bill.
I'd like to announce my next project. It's called Inside the Mind of Raven Shadow.
Oh my God! Don't, please.
Oh, you're making a horror.
It's a special art film.
Please, there's a Twitter account called Shit Raven Shadow Says. He doesn't need any more ego inflating. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, this would be a deflating project.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
Expose.
The thing that's most impressive about that Twitter account is that I didn't know Raven Shadow knew how to use Twitter.
No, he definitely doesn't. He definitely doesn't. Yeah.
He does.
There's no way
he
that's
doesn't
his.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
I haven't
know how.
seen-
Oh no, I meant that would have been a funnier joke, but I
Oh.
like you. I felt like I could lie and have told him that was there all along, and he wouldn't know any different.
I'm looking it up right now.
He
I'm on
does.
Twitter.
Anyway, I'll get to that momentarily. Don't let me forget about that. I need to. Because I don't have enough stuff on the plate already, I decided to jump in and direct and produce a documentary short. As I was saying, I have created a niche. I'm trying to create a niche for myself of doing these doc shorts on like different musical personalities, musical acts, stuff like that. So I jumped into doing one on 7L from Czarface and 7L and Esoteric.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So he recently opened a record store in Beverly called Soundtracks, which again, fucking hard on the wallet. But he's been obviously making beats and been a DJ for years. And if you guys don't know who Czarface is, they're kind of like one of the biggest like underground hip hop acts that are out there. It's made up of 7L and Esoteric. Esoteric's the MC. 7L does all the beats, and it's Inspector Deck of Wu-Tang Clan. And the trio is Czarface, and they do comic inspired, wrestling inspired, like pop culture inspired, like rap that's just like really, really fucking good. They just put out a record with MF Doom that
Which is incredible.
Yeah, they've done two with MF Doom, but this new one is like another level. And they obviously did it before he passed away. And like just hearing like the stories of trying to work with him, and like they never actually were in studio together, and like all this crazy stuff. But so George, who is 7L and runs Soundtracks, we're doing a doc short on him, on basically, kind of like a primer on his career, who he is, and then also the fact that the guy decided to open a record store in the middle of a fucking global pandemic.
Yeah, that's crazy as it
Pretty
is.
awesome.
Yeah, trying to do a small business and make it survive and get it going when basically the world is stopped and nobody is working. So that's in production now. We've got about 55% of that film. That'll probably be out at some point next year. And then I DP'd and produced a short with Kyle that I can't really talk about. That's his place to talk about it, but it's a horror short. And that will be coming out hopefully for the fall. It's a holiday themed thing, so that'll be
Nice.
out. Yeah, you it's up your guys' alley.
Nice.
You guys will like it. It's gonna be real good. So we got that, and then I also have like a half dozen or so music videos that are coming up, and I've got one that's got like what would be a real budget, and essentially we'll just say it's gonna be like. So I'm gonna direct it. It's gonna be like a punk rock thriller. I guess we'll just leave it at that. and we're shooting that in October, and that'll be out for the end of the year too. So I got
Michael Jackson's Thriller or A Cruel Picture?
a combination of both, actually.
Okay. All right, good.
So, yeah, I'm busy. I got a lot going on.
It's awesome. I think that
great, man.
boy Jeremy Page is somehow affiliated and produced in that.
With Czarface? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. They work with a lot of like close local guys, so that's I'm real psyched about that. That kind of just like came about from a conversation. I went into the store and was like, I gave him some Film Freaks DVDs and like some shirts and shit, and we just started talking. And I was like, hey man, would you be interested in maybe just filming an interview to do something for like YouTube or whatever? And he was like, yeah, that'd be cool. So then I kind of started thinking about it, and I was like, and get the idea. I'm like, well, with the pandemic going on, he's opening this place. They just dropped a record. The other guy that's on the record passed away before the record came out. Like, there's a pretty interesting story here to tell. So it kind of was like, hey man, how about we do this thing? We'll try to do this. And he was like, yeah. He's like, that sounds awesome. I was like, really?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right,
man.
cool. I'm like, you're in a group with one of the guys from the Wu-Tang Clan, right? And he's like, yeah, I know. I'm like, all right.
And Mars, I know you've been doing some acting in the subsequent time since you last departed Trick or Treat Radio. Why don't you give folks a quick update on that?
Well, first of all, it seems like maybe MZ has some news on this, that the first thing I was ever in, which all of us are, or most of us are in anyway, which is Septic by Brian Paulin, looks like it's very, very close to coming out, and I can't wait to.
I'm both excited and horrified.
Yeah. I keep seeing like things like the Phantom character smashed a baby today, and I'm like, I didn't do that. I'm right here.
You're like, what have I done in this movie? I don't even know.
Yeah, like I'm like, what's his name in Halloween? Like I just take the mask off. Dun, dun, dun. I didn't hit a single baby. But in that movie, certainly it is super cool. I've done 2 shows with Skip Shea, and both of them are doing very well in the festival circuit. I'm very honored and very proud, and it's not surprising with Skip's sensibilities that both Priest Hunter and Seeds is tearing it up in the Italian film scene.
Can we give another shout out to Skip? Like how amazing he is. He
is the best.
He acted in my Burn Pile video.
I love that video.
He just he's unreal. He's the fucking man. He's like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, just stand there and look menacing. He's like, all right.
Yeah.
You got Skip to be menacing?
I know, right?
Yeah.
But it was like,
He's
I don't know if you've watched it, but like,
in the world,
he's there with like a suit and he waves. He's like, I'm like, that's creepy.
Yeah. We have a thing on the set called The Curse of Raven Shadow, which is I can say any lines that Skip gives me, but he often gives me like Italian names. So like I'll be like, well, I think that we need to get out of here before Cardinal Sinibaldi comes. And I just can't do it. Or I just can't do it at all. I'm like, you mean Malia? So, but literally, I have to do this thing. I act opposite my dear friend Aurora a lot, and a lot of times we have to do a thing where I'll be like,
these guys know her as Pantaphobe.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's Pantaphobe. Sorry, I outed her. Yeah, I'll set her up, and I'll be like, well, and she's like, you mean so and so, and I'll be like, yes. It's me, a dynamo. But so it's awesome, and I play a lead, a terrible person in Priest Hunter, and I have a small but juicy and gruesome part in Seeds, and I have a pretty big part in this very dark, probably, and this is saying something, the darkest thing Skip's done so far, called Femicide, and you guys are gonna fucking love it. And I meet the most grisly demise that I could ever imagine.
Is this the one where you had little Mars wasn't wearing much, that's all I'll say.
Yeah,
Be horrified.
Yeah, it's not good. And that trailer, by the way, was cold, and I'm Irish. But yeah, if anybody wants to know, I got the best story. If anybody ever asked where I was when I found out that Biden was elected, I was naked, covered in blood in a trailer in Southbridge. being cinematically assaulted with a big stick.
Oh, that's what they call it.
Yeah,
So it's,
yeah,
Wow.
it wasn't good. Splinters.
I
I was told I have to keep somebody's stick baby.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's not good. So, but yeah, it's I'm real honored. We suspect. I'm hoping that you guys get to see femicide because it's so dark. There was a time when I was walking down the street with a girl in a schoolgirl outfit, and Skip had a camera, and I had a top under my arm, dressed as a priest, and we were just walking down the street in Southbridge, and not thinking anything of it. So, it's gonna be a dark one. I believe I am a murderous priest this time.
Yeah, you might get typecast as a priest.
Yeah.
Maybe I can do some weddings.
Maybe.
It'd be my side hustle. I'll bless some things. Yeah, no, it's cool. I mean, I'm gonna try to dye my beard, so next time maybe I can be like the rapey priest friend.
yes, Spirit of Science, Dominus Cannoli. Here you go.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Dominus Cannoli.
Always aim high.
I could be somebody who gets killed's dad or something. Yeah, like it's not good. Like I'm actually gonna make my own thing, so I can be my own short like Bruce Willis and take some bumps and tell some bad dad jokes. So I'm excited about that. And I made a video with Pantophobe for the Deadite song "The Night to Me," which I'm really happy about. But I'm always afraid to show it to people because it has such like a caveat with it. Because what we decided to do is if the song came out in 1994, we would try to only use stuff that we could have used in 1994. So it's on video, and like a lot of the effects are like, cable accessy and stuff like that. So, and we worked on, we're into another video for 28-bit for Heaven, actually. That's pretty fun. So, we've been doing that and just working on a short that we're hoping comes out with the Deadites comic at the end of the year. And, just super, super, super exciting. And, hopefully, I still have, every time I do a Deadites film type thing or put it, I still have, the original concept that I want to do with, Bill in mind sometime down the line, if he doesn't, big league me.
A big league for sure.
Yeah. I can't wait.
He's big league chew you.
This is good.
We got a bunch of people hanging out. Let me just call out some. I see we got Murph. Murph, our boy Murph's hanging out. What's up, Murph?
Yep.
Marion, Evil Corny, Maxwell of Omaha, your boy Mars.
Yeah, I love him.
Artist Supreme.
Yeah, that guy is gonna like, in the same way Johnny Wolfenstein brought us and made our life better with like his great production in Trick or Treat Radio. Matt is doing the same in comics. Like, we don't deserve him.
You're gonna have to pay him the big bucks eventually when they start rolling.
Yeah, we talk about big time me.
Yeah, exactly. He's too good.
I'm gonna have to have Bill draw the comic on Post-it notes with what my budget is.
Don't fucking tempt him. You will. Let's see, where did I leave off? We got Rocky. We can't get away from him, Mars. So saw him. Got to hang out with him last night. Raven Shadow, are you texting Rocky right now? By the way,
I'm not fucking texting Rocky, Aries. Don't get.
Why are you jumping at me? He's the one who brought it up.
Yeah. You called it fucking. It was fucking Textgate last week, Bill. You have no fucking idea. We're doing a show.
No idea.
And I just responded to a friend. And I'm like, oh no, I think what you're saying is engaging. But that was the moment when everyone, all eyes on Raven Shadow, and Aries had a little bit of a tantrum, yelled at me, yelled at Rock, called me a motherfucker.
Well, Bill, he texts like this. Let me show you. He's like,
yeah, it is funny. That's
yeah, medical problems. Yeah,
so we're doing the show, and I'm like,
classes.
And like I wanted to talk to him, or I said something. I'm like, Raven Shadow, and he's like sitting here texting with the fucking phone right up to his face, and I'm like, pay attention. And I said, it's like that thing you do in class. I was like, what are you doing? Who are you texting? He said, I'm texting Rocky. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing texting Rocky? We're doing a show right now. Unfucking believable.
Yeah. You got to get rid of the video, Raven Shadow. That's the problem.
It's gotten to the point where it's very believable.
Yeah, you got to get rid of the video. On this Star Wars show, I read like 60 Hulk comics a couple of weeks ago, while they were going on and on about fucking clones or whatever the fuck.
Mars, let me interrupt real quick. I was calling out people who are checking in. Samurai from fucking GGTMC is
That's awesome,
popped
Sammy.
in. And Sammy, I mean, if we're talking about the history of the show, Sammy and Will will go back a long ways with the GGTMC Flick Pick of the Month, which
Right.
I don't think we've done in about 6 years, but it introduced us to a lot of great flicks. So, like Raw Force, I feel like that's one they would have picked eventually for us. So,
Yeah.
I think it kind of like
Sure.
it's
Sure.
yeah, like we did
Yeah.
Virgins from Hell, we did like some others
Fear
like
is
that.
the key.
Fear is
I'm
the
still
key.
mad at them. We lost a bet to them, and they made us watch. Was it Chaos?
Oh yeah.
Made us watch Chaos.
hmm
I'm still mad about that. 13
Yeah.
years later.
Yep. And by the way, Sammy made us watch fucking William Frinklin's The Guardian, and we didn't lose a bet even.
Fine. That's nothing. They also tried to make us watch. Didn't they make us watch that Jessica Simpson movie, Sergeant Baps or whatever it was?
Oh my god.
Sergeant Valentine. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Really?
Sammy says, "Congrats, guys! Thanks, man." Sammy and Will are fucking awesome dudes, and they've cultivated such a great community over there with GGTMC, and we thank them for all their support and help throughout the years, especially early on. It helped us a lot to,
Yep.
how welcoming they were and everything. So we appreciate that.
Yep. They're directly responsible in the same way that Bill is directly responsible for me meeting those guys. Will and Sammy is directly responsible for me meeting Jakey and Coop, who are two of my in CDR, who are three of my best friends on earth. So I'm forever grateful. We met Goro because I loved the fucking show.
Oh, okay.
And I kept talking about it and talking about it and talking about it. And then finally, I was like, you're not going to believe how smart this guy is. But he's talking about our stuff. Like, it's just, he, and I finally just broke down and asked him to be on the show,
Yeah. Okay. I couldn't remember. Sammy says, I wanted to say I love you all. Well, thanks, Sammy.
Thank you, Sammy.
That's awful kind of you to check in, man. We appreciate it.
I used to send Will's kids Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
Yeah.
And now they're like 35.
They're going to send you fucking Chuck E. Cheese tokens for the...
I'm going to send him a cease and desist.
Right. It's true.
Restraining order.
Yeah.
So let's see who else. I mentioned Rocky. We got Double D. Let's see. We got
Double D.
We got Carl checking in. We got Corey from the Movie Massacre.
Nice.
Corey, baby.
Let's see. Oh, it's fucking Slagoth. He says, "I'm here,
Nice.
I'm here, lovers. Love you guys. Happy birthday." And someone named Blinks stays fresh. He says, "Mars is my dad. MZ, where's your Dawn of the Dead wife beater shirt at?" Fucking Blinks, man. I miss you, buddy. Hope everything's going well. We got to get Blinks on this fucking show.
He's too busy doing other more important things.
Yeah. I don't blame him.
Isn't he like winning like wedding awards and shit, like left and right?
Yeah, I mean,
every time I turn around, it's like voted. It's like, oh, like stay humble. I was voted the greatest wedding videographer on the planet
of all time.
Yeah. Blink's got me a promotion a few years back.
But that's like having Jared Blinkhorn shoot your wedding is like having fucking Dean Cundy shoot your movie, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
I still don't know where I did that.
The
Dean
same
Cundy
amount of money too.
lovely.
Live the hustle, man. Charge those fucking rates. If they'll pay it, fucking charge it.
Yeah, and stay friends with them because you know they're going to get divorced. So then you get two other weddings.
You film the divorce proceedings.
Yeah, exactly.
Like just in there with his fucking DJI drone, like in the courtroom, like the close up on.
Built by divorce.
Built by divorce.
Yeah, by divorce. Raven Shadow, you should get in league with Blinks and be like a courtroom artist.
No, he's too
for
he's
the
too
divorce
thick.
proceedings.
He's too thick.
It's true.
It's too
thick.
You know what? I got to be honest. I thought of too thick when I was buck ass naked, and I rolled over, and my fucking ding-a-ling got stuck to the floor of this trailer because of the fake blood. And like, how come I couldn't say I was too thick? Like, I'm kind of like,
Well, if I was on set, Skip would be like, Raven Shadow, you're too thick. Just stand up. Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't good.
I assume this is Andy Treefy. He says, "Sup, babes? Happy 9-year anniversary." Speaking of,
What's up, buddy?
yeah, speaking of fucking people who who've helped out over the years. Yeah, Andy, definitely. I'm pretty sure that's him. I can't imagine anyone else named Treefy being anyone but yeah, awesome. Good to check in. We're having so many people hanging out. This is fucking awesome.
Yeah, man, this goes to show that when we broadcast our episode 700 at like 12:30 in the afternoon on a Monday, it's a bad idea.
Bill, you do one of those premieres later on. You show it later on.
Well, you can watch it on Twitch if you want to.
There you go. Yeah.
It's nowhere near as exciting nor as funny as this because Chris just stands there or just sits there and just half pays attention the whole time.
Wow, he's paying more attention, you said.
Matthew of Omaha says sending Chuck E. Cheese tokens is a terrible euphemism.
Mars, are you posing for Playboy?
Yeah, what are you doing? Do you have a fucking,
Jesus
do you have a championship belt over your crotch like fucking Shawn Michaels?
Cosmopolitan or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Woo!
There's Raven Shadow. Yep.
Actually, I still have that picture of Raven Shadow doing that pose like 2 years ago on that same goddamn couch. I got it somewhere in my phone.
We need to get Raven Shadow. We need to get a picture of you doing the Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Oh no,
No.
Can't we just put his head on my body?
Well, on the plus side, we can just use a regular belt.
Well, no, I was going to say
we don't need a championship belt.
I was going to say we could use the Trick or Treat radio pillow, but I like Gary's idea better.
Yeah.
It's like one of those thin belts you used to get at chess game, right?
Yeah.
We all get it from the 80s.
Yeah,
Just
yeah, those thin ass belts like
It's
Thicker.
Koopy recreated that one year wearing nothing but a Gizmo pillow and a Deadite shirt for my birthday one year.
Oh shit. Yeah, and Treefy says it is Andy. It's true. Well, awesome, Andy. Thanks for checking in, man. I hope you're doing well. I know he's always got some like trivia and some screenings going on where he is.
I love it.
Dude's awesome.
I listened to one of the times I was in the hospital. I went back and listened to every single episode as far back as I could go on whatever my pod catcher was at that time of Destroy the Brain.
Yeah.
And I was hooked from then, and then they stopped.
Well, that's probably why.
Yeah. I live for nothing, Andy.
It's fair.
Yeah.
And it's so funny, like Bill, goes to show like all these folks, like we all know, like all these folks, we know all these folks, like it's just like it's crazy this like community, like the podcasting community.
I mean, what it comes down to, it was timing. Like we launched, like us and Cinema Diabolica, and like Gentleman's Guide came in right after that. There was this whole crew of shows that came out just like around the same time before podcasting was what it is now. And it just, the timing came together, and like we all were talking about similar things, and we all it was when you could still like not that, I mean, you can talk on the internet now and stuff, but like personal connections were, dare I say, more important then. Like they meant more. They meant something when you, I talked to so-and-so, he does this show and he likes this, so he's going to come on our show and we're going to do this.
Yeah. And
not to be like the curmudgeon, I'm like, I miss that. It's not like that anymore. And I understand progress and all that stuff goes. I read today, do you guys know Noel Miller that did, like he was on 35mm Heroes and he did the Adventures in VHS podcast?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I know that show.
He put out a blog today on his website about why he's quitting podcasting. And I read it, and which is not something I usually do. Read, that is. And, he's like, here's the 4 reasons why I'm not podcasting anymore. And it was like reading my diary. And I went to a point where I was like, oh, maybe I should quit podcasting too. Because I'm like, I identify with everything he's saying. But what I got from him was that he didn't enjoy it anymore because of those reasons. But I still enjoy it. And I know you guys still enjoy it because here's the thing. We're not going to do this if we don't like doing it.
Right.
And you don't have the passion for it. Like that. that's the difference. And I'm not gonna lie and say that like as busy as I've gotten with my other stuff that like I have toyed with the idea of not doing Outside the Senate anymore. It's like trying to work with schedules, and Chris got a new job and like he doesn't want to come back to the studio, and like there's like all these different things that are just kind of like why do I still want to fucking deal with it? Then I'm like, I know why I want to deal with it. I'm like, because I like doing it. And I think people got to forget that.
Well, Bill,
like it.
I just want to jump in. I've been listening to OTC a lot lately.
For the first time in his life.
Your story is full of holes.
No, Bill, he legit is listening to podcasts now. He never used to, never. But he figured out how to do it, and now he's been listening. He gives us updates all the time on the shows he listens to.
I told him 10 years ago he'd like it. I'm glad he finally.
Yeah. No, I'm on the Stitcher app. I heard about. I watched this. I listened to the Soldier episode. I listened to the fucking Not Proud Mary, Dress Mary. Who's the one? Who's the bad girl? Mary, American Mary. The fill-in one you did when you were on vacation. I heard about Mr. Chris's fucking TV that was broken.
He's just showing off now. He's just showing off now.
Yeah, no, but I'm telling you, it's fucking real. The kids were too hot. They're too hot to play the softball or wiffle ball.
The fuck?
Oh, he's right though. I coach baseball.
He's dropping like every little nugget he heard because he like fast forwards, listens.
Yeah.
So he just picks up little snippets here and there.
I remember in minute 32 and 37 seconds you mentioned this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He changed the skip it button on his phone to listening for my name. That's what that button says.
When did Bill call Raven Shadow an asshole? That motherfucker. No. But what I'm trying to say is you had a voicemail for a while, and you don't do voicemails. But there was somebody that was inspired by you, and you talked about the podcasting community is where I'm going. About the fact that even if we're not, and maybe you can speak more eloquently, but even if we don't have,
Maybe, yeah, definitely.
He can.
Bambaleo. But the fact that maybe we're not around or check in a while, we're still friends. And even he made the connection about, we have family that we don't even want to see, but we're still family.
Right.
You voicemail I'm talking about that
I remember. I wish I could remember who it was that sent it.
Yeah. No, he was inspired by you, and he was digging the fucking root in the yard to inspire his girlfriend.
What is going on?
Here's the thing. He's not wrong. He's not wrong, Johnny. Like he's actually right. He's not saying it very clearly.
I'm just not sure.
Well, the problem is that it's your fucking show, so you understand it.
Yeah.
Good point. Good point, Harry.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would have Raven Shadow be the king of synopsizing.
I'm gonna hire him to be my publicist.
Yep.
No,
Don't.
do that.
Don't. No.
The box.
Bad idea.
If I can jump off what my tag team partner there said, is that like I never thought how like me the community talk to people outside of it, and they're like, well, those are just internet friends. Like it wasn't just an internet friend that hung out and brought me a giant pile of books when I was in the hospital after I had my head cut off. It was Bill. It wasn't an internet friend that drove across the country the week before my surgery to see fucking Captain America Civil War with me. It was Jake. Like you guys, he had checked on me all the time. Well, not MZ, but I knew he loved me in spirit. But, even Raven Shadow checked in. Like, it was like, those are real relationships that you make. And they're relationships based out of the fact, A, you meet cool people. And B, I've said this a million times and everybody in the show has this story. The Aries and Raven Shadow in Millbury, they were those guys. They were the ones who liked that stuff. Me and Tiny were the ones that liked that stuff. And then the internet and this podcast community opened us up to a million other like people who like that stuff, who like Raw Force, who like, Raiders of Atlantis.
Anthony and Wolfie, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Yeah, he just took like 10 minutes to explain what could be done in 2 sentences is the problem. I mean, friends are family you choose, and podcasting just opened it up to the world.
Yeah, and actually, I want to read. We got I usually save the voice messages and the emails till the end, but one kind of dovetails off of this, so I just wanted to read it, and it's also appropriate. I want to make sure that Bill's on to hear it because it's from Dangerous Donnie Davis, and Donnie says, I know you asked for roasts, but I just can't do it. The camaraderie you guys show, even when ripping each other a new one, is amazing. Each show feels like a group of friends talking movies with each other. I know I have listened to you. I know I have listened to you all to help me get through some tough times this year. So let me say thank you. I hope you all can keep doing this for years to come. I do need to thank Outside the Cinema for finding Trick or Treat Radio. Dangerous Donnie Davis, aka Angry Townsman. So,
Thank you.
Fuck you, Donnie.
Yeah, you know what? I just want to say, I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, this podcast essentially was born out of us just sitting around coffee shops or bars or whatever else and just talking, because we talk about what we love, and that's what this podcast is. But I also got to say, you know what? Fuck you, you fucking pussy, for not being able to roast us, because that's what friends do, is fucking just tear each other apart. And that's what I was looking for from this fucking show, fucking to rip someone a new fucking asshole.
Well, you know what
Right, so,
happened now,
thank you and fuck
We're
you.
roasting you son of a bitch.
The Aries is right, and what's funny is that I'll put me in there, but we're still talking about the same shit. Like, I got home from work the other night. I put on Trick or Treat Radio, and MZ, 30 years later, is still complaining about Steven Spielberg. Like, still, like, and I'm just like, what the actual?
Hey, I got gripes, okay, man. I mean, that's the whole.
You got 3 of them, and you bring them up every fucking week.
Yeah.
Hey,
He's a professor.
Be glad there's only 3. Be glad there's not 17 or 18. Otherwise, I'd be here all night.
I also want to read, so Sammy chimed in and says, I feel like we will always be family. We will always have this. Means a lot to me personally. And just like that, like I haven't talked to Will or Sammy in a long time, but like it's one of those things that you just kind of like, you know what, months or years may go by, and then you just kind of reach out, and it's just that camaraderie. It's just there, and you know it's going to be there, you know, and that's what's pretty fucking awesome about this.
Yeah, it sucks to say, but it's true, and I'm sure they can say the same of shitty things that have happened. But and this isn't a complaint. I heard from those guys when Doodles was sick, and when I got divorced, and you know what I mean. Like, and just to know that they're still out there in the void, was a big deal.
Yeah, definitely.
I think you can kind of almost look at it and be like, if you go to like your high school reunion 25 years 30 years whatever, and like you run into that person you were like best friends with in high school, you're happy to see them, you're going to talk to them, and it's not going to be weird. It's kind of the same thing. It's like,
it might be weird,
maybe a little weird, but like I
know, just kidding.
to the GGMT Sammy and Will, and like
what's in that Coke you're drinking? Jesus.
There's no caffeine in it, so I'm falling asleep sitting here. Yeah. It's such an old man drink. Is there anything that's a more old man drink than caffeine-free Diet Coke?
Diet Moxie.
Diet Metamucil.
Yeah. Metamucil's not a drink, though. I mean, yeah, you drink.
See, I was going to different. I would say Dew is in water.
Yeah. Coffee, ice cream.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Ice cream. That sounds pretty good.
That's not a drink.
Could have a coffee frappe.
Yeah, coffee frappe.
I don't know if I should be happy about what Bill just said or sad, because like I don't have that opportunity to go to my class reunions, because my best friend from high school, there's a very good chance that like he's upstairs stealing stuff from my refrigerator or doing donuts on my front lawn, like right now. Like
let's be honest. Your front lawn is small. He's not doing donuts on the front lawn.
No, he's just parking.
But I mean, you know what? But how many people from your high school do you actually still want to be associated with? I mean, I have only a couple.
Yeah. That's the point, though. Like, our community is small.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I was to make a list of podcasters I wanted to like that I had lost contact with, like, I don't count you guys because I talk to you guys fairly regularly after we just talked about how I hadn't talked to you guys in like a year. But, like, my list of people that I would want to like reconnect with or meet up with is pretty small.
But I mean, that's the beauty of this is, I mean, this is, worldwide. We've, connected with our group of people, and we want to be, connected. You know, the high school friends, you were kind of forced upon them.
It was like battle
because
royale.
it was very limited. So as your world expanded, you know, it's you held on to the ones you wanted to. You let go of everyone else.
Right, but I will make that comparison of like back in the day when we started, there wasn't a lot of cult film and horror movie podcasts.
Nope.
So you were forced into the ones that you didn't want to deal with anyway.
To that, let me just catch you up. Andy says, I definitely miss the days of GGTMC, OTC, Trick or Treat Radio, and even Paracinema. Those were the good times, guys. It was magic.
Where's their love?
Well, he said he did. He said also Cinema Diabolica.
All right.
Yeah. Night of Living podcast. We can't forget about those fucking guys.
Fuck them.
Who?
Blinks Stage.
Who'd they ever beat?
Blink Stage Fresh says it's the summer, hot as balls. Why does Mars have pajamas on?
These are my don't panic pajamas, sir.
Yeah, I honestly, you're fucking crazy
What?
for wearing those.
It's hot. It's
Yeah,
hot.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, not that hot right here, right now. It is 68.
Well, Vinegar Syndrome made these things to last. That's fucking.
And Andy also says, sorry, we were jerks. We're chugging along, though, editing episode 73 right now to come out tomorrow.
Nice.
Andy, don't edit. That's what Bill told me early on, man. Bill, it's the one piece of device you gave to me I will never fucking forget. And I haven't edited in 8 years. And I fucking have so much more time in my life available because of your recommendation.
I tried to start another podcast just for something to do during the pandemic. It was called Front to Back, and it was full album reviews.
Yeah.
With I did 4 episodes, and I was like, "Fuck this, too much work, man!" Like, I just want to turn the microphone on, and I just want to go. I'd have to record a segment, and then I'd have to place the song, and then I'd have to then record another segment.
Bill, at one time I was producing, I think 6 podcasts, at weekly. And I made them all record live, and everyone really dug it, And even I do, as of right now, anyways, I only have one other show, but over the years I've had, my own. Always do them live, even if I have to do pre-recorded bits. I get them ready and then I play them live. So there's zero editing, there's no dropping in, and I fucking love it. I think that it makes you get on your game too, because there's no fucking editing. You're going to be on, and if you're not, then it's out there. I mean, obviously, maybe we've had to bleep out a thing or two here and there over the years, but that's pretty rare.
I could probably count on one hand the amount of times that I had to go back and edit something out, and I would say 4 out of those 5 times were a guest that said something that they were like, I kind of wish I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Would you mind taking it out? And I've gotten legitimately less than 5 times. And one time Chris said something and I was like, I'm not going to include that.
Yeah. Sam says same thing we do. Yeah. So Sammy, guys at GGTMC. I mean, that's the best way to do it. It's like a conversation. You don't want to, I think curating your conversation to have it be perfect is just, it ruins the point, right?
Right.
Especially in what we're doing. Sure. If you're doing an NPR thing, if you're doing a lore or these other podcasts that are storytelling podcasts and you have clips of other people, interviews and telling stories and need sound effects, then yeah, I totally get it. That's the way you got to do it. But for a conversation, a discussion podcast, you need the fucking warts and all, because that's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm. And who cares if you don't talk about Star Wars at all in the Star Wars show?
But I was going to say all the podcasts though that you're talking about, they all have fucking budgets and they've got paid editors and they've got paid producers.
Right.
For your normal everyday DIY podcaster like you guys or like us or the Gentleman's Guide or any of those shows, you don't have the time in your life when you're a normal, maybe Raven Shadow, but normal functioning adult that you don't have time to sit. If you do a 90-minute show, that means you're going to have to take at least 90 minutes to go through and edit the show. And then it's going to take more than one minute if you want to do it. And then if you're putting it together, you just don't have time for that. We all I shouldn't say we all, but I know that, the gentlemen, I mean, they're like me. They got kids. They got they got jobs. They got stuff they got to take care of. And mine became more out of necessity of just I don't have time to do this. Can we do it live? And then once we got the ball rolling with it, it was like, well, yeah, this is so much fucking easier.
I can't imagine you're as excited about it either when you're, you know what I mean? Like when it becomes that much work, you know, like it must be harder to settle up next week. That time in between, like taking out the
Yeah.
So
I think.
yeah, it's I don't know, like.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, Mars. You remember the early days? I used to edit. I would edit between like anywhere between 4 and 8 hours a night, and I'd be fucking beat. And I wake up. I'd go to bed at 6 a.m. to wake up at like 9 a.m. to go to work. You know, it's fucking dumb. So
I remember the revelation, man. I remember the conversation you and I had probably 10 years ago now at this point, or not. Well, no, it would have been like probably eight and a half years ago.
Yeah, about 8 years ago, I think. 8.5 maybe. You're right. Yep.
And I was like, and we were talking, and you're like, oh, you know, I got to clean it up. And I go, why are you editing? And you're like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And you go, you don't edit your show? And I go, no. And you're like, really?
Yep.
I remember the look on your face. You looked at me and you were like, really? I'm like, no, we record it live. You say it stays in the show. And you were like, all right.
Yeah. It was at Rock and Shock that we had that conversation.
Yep. This is probably a pretty good time to bring up Rock and Shock, because how important has Rock and Shock been to our collective shows and our community? Like, to be able to have a place to be like, this is where we're going to be for how long, and if you give a fuck, come on down. And we had that one year where people came from all fucking over, like from the West Coast, from New York, like lots of people came down just because like these two, you know, basically 7 knuckleheads were going to be behind 2 different tables, you know, for 3 days.
Go ahead,
it was more than 1 year. I mean, we had the last 5 years, and from that year of the Corando. I mean, so many people fucking being table booth to booth with OTC.
Ooh, booth to booth.
The booth, ass to ass.
And when MZ met Reverend Scott several different times.
Several times. Yeah.
In 5 years, he met him 7 times.
Yeah.
It's very weird. But no, we met. I mean, that era, so many people came from other countries. You know, other time frames. I mean,
other states. Yeah, like we had, you know, like Corny and Tim Chuma. Tim Chuma came from fucking Australia to hang out with us. What the fuck? Like,
still blows my mind. It's like 3 years later, and I'm like, I can't believe that.
It's
still
insane.
astounding.
Yeah,
that is something that's so ridiculous.
Corny.
Corando came from the West Coast to hang out, and then he was actually in your movie, Bill, that weekend.
Yeah, that's what we planned to film. We filmed, and you guys hooked us up with that. Yeah. So it was like, again, another combination of things that like he wouldn't be in the movie if like I didn't already know you guys and you didn't like have a good word with them and stuff. I'm just remembering the moment where Zero Scott comes rolling in, looking at everybody. Mars is psyched to see him. Johnny's psyched to see him. I was like, Aries, I don't think you knew him yet, but like he's hugging everybody and he hugs Zero. Zero's like, all right, yeah. And then we realize Rich doesn't know who it is.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Scott goes, it's me.
Yeah.
And he goes, Reverend Scott. And then he still is like, and then I think, Mars, you were like, from OTC. And he goes, oh.
There was also
he did be honored. I mean, I know him better from the show than I do from actually seeing him.
He did
That's apparent.
He did the same thing to Evil Corny, one of our buddies, also a fellow podcaster. Corny came up a couple years ago, Rock and Shock, and he's hanging out there behind the booth. MZ comes up, and I said, MZ, look who it is. He's like, hey. I'm like, MZ, do you know who that is? He's looking. He's like, it took him like 10 seconds. Like, oh, I'm like, it's Corny. He's like, oh, shit. Like, no offense. No offense, but, you know,
look,
Corny's not that hard to recognize.
Listen. First of all, you know, if I was given some word that he was going to show up, then if I was acting like that, then I could understand you guys giving me the business. But come on, I had no idea he was coming. The very last thing I always expect when we do the Rock and Shock is to have somebody from out of state or never mind, out of country to show up. You know,
Alabama's the country.
That just blows my mind.
I mean, it might be. I'm
Really
not
blows
sure.
my mind.
Yeah.
So I never think that that's even feasible.
To be fair to MZ, when Corny and Raven Shadow came in, they like got separated a little bit because, you know, checking IDs and stuff like that. And I looked over and I said, now I had seen pictures of Corny, but he's like, you know, he takes his pictures in a certain way. So when Corny came in, I said, wow, that very small person looks a lot like Cornelius. And then he walked up to me and it was Cornelius. I thought he was fucking huge, like what's his name from Green Mile? Like
Michael Clark Duncan? Is that who you're
yeah,
talking?
Oh,
I thought he
God.
was a giant. He has a big giant's
fuck.
voice.
Now to kind of like squash MZ here. I'd only been back on the show very short period of time, and I recognized Corny right away when he walked up to the booth. I was sitting right next to MZ, and I looked up and went, "He's here." I didn't like very type and hug him because that's not the type of person I am. But I just was like, "Holy shit!" And then I looked at MZ to get his reaction, and there was just a blank slate.
Nothing.
Yeah.
We have a friend that is a Deadite, and he's been on the show a few times. And then we have a friend that was a host on the show, so I'll out him. Where my job in life is two things, right? I know Aries probably heard me do it with at least one of these people. As we're walking, right, we're making small talk, but what I'm actually saying is, Mr. Chris, outside the cinema. And then Tiny will roll up and go, Mr. Chris.
I want to start to wrap this up. Let me just catch up real quick on some of the chat. Sammy says, actually, I believe Bill taught me how to record everything into one file. Genius.
Yeah, which I learned from F13 from D. So I just passed the knowledge down the line.
Where's that guy now?
He's still, I mean, he's on. They don't do shows really anymore. DZ will hit me up. Actually, hit me up the other day. I posted
I
that
was
picture
talking
on-
to DZ the other day.
Yeah, he like kind of comes and goes. I posted a picture on Instagram of the Survival soundtrack next to the audio cassette next to a Snow cassette.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
He was like, "Oh, he's like, where do I get one of these?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll hook you up, man. Don't worry." But like, I don't talk to F13 very often anymore. But I mean, he's still. I mean, him and Monique are in California, and I don't think they're married yet, but I know they're like engaged and stuff. And
oh, Blinkhorn's going to shoot the wedding.
probably will, man.
He'll send his drones over to California.
Get a bunch of, but he'll just get awards just for being there. He'll show the award. But I mean, those dudes don't really do shows anymore. It's like every now and then, like something will pop up from them. But like F13 very much does not fucking care about like any of the like, you know, he doesn't care about a Patreon. He doesn't care about even promoting anything. Like he's just gonna do it when he wants to do it.
Punk rock.
And it really is. He's such an old school punk rock dude. And like that's just like how it is. But like I owe everything to those cats. Like that show was like that was the first podcast that I listened to that I legitimately just fell in love with. Because they were the first show that I put on that knew what a giallo was and like actually covered like Italian horror films that weren't just the like standard like zombie or like, you know, the standard Fulci stuff or whatever. And I owe everything to them. And I know Sammy, if he would still be in the chat room, he would say the same thing in terms of like those the first 15 to 20 episodes of OTC are essentially just ripping off Cinema Diabolica.
Well, remember when it came back with that like kind of like gimmicky, I can't remember what they were doing, but all of a sudden, like it wasn't even like a lot of hullabaloo. It just popped up, didn't it? Yeah. Like again, like like just one day it was just new in my feed.
There's a lot. I mean, it's funny because what really was kind of I think the demise to them was DZ moved, and I know like a lot like me, like F13 doesn't like doing Skype as like the main focus of the show, which I've now been forced into doing it too. So I completely understand it. So it's like I could see how that would lose steam because the two of them had this like connection that was just like so special with the like way they were and the way they bounced off each other. And when they weren't in the same room, it just wasn't the same.
Yeah, I honestly, and just to riff off of that, when I moved to Maryland, and then it was Raven Shadow, MZ, and Aries in Raven Shadow Studio, and I was here. I don't know if you guys knew. I don't even know if I said anything, but I was so frustrated with it because just dealing with all the tech issues we had initially, and I just didn't. I wasn't having fun those couple episodes. But then we started to find a groove, and you know, because I was so used to controlling everything with my mixer with everyone in one room.
With my mind.
But you know, I was controlling the mixer. I had everybody in one room. It was so easy to just be able to control everything, and then having like distance and fucking internet and all these other issues, and it just was a pain in the ass. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's worked out, and we've had pretty good luck. We've had a pretty good run lately, honestly, with, you know, especially now in 6 different locations. And, you know, quality isn't great with Skype, but it's sort of a necessary evil with the way that I want to, with the way that I do it, with where we stream through XSplit. Skype's really the best method to utilize. And I wish I could use Discord. Discord sounds so much better, but they don't have the video capabilities don't tie in as well. So it's just the way it is. But, you know, it is what it is, but I totally understand it not being in the same location. You lose something, and
It's not the same.
Can I ask all you guys a question?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you guys when Wolfie had to, peace out, was it almost like kind of starting over?
It was definitely a unique experience because he was so far away, and we had to try to troubleshoot a lot of our problems that he would take care of. Like, the 3 of us are not tech savvy individuals.
Oh, you don't say.
Some less than others.
And to try to help him work out the physical problems we were having when he wasn't there. Oh my God. Like, MZ just kind of like bowed out. Like, he knew nothing.
Yep.
So he just kind of stayed quiet and stayed his own thing. I tried to help as much as I could. Raven Shadow tried to help as much as he could. Although sometimes to a fault, but we got through it, and oh my, I mean, you say, Johnny, you say that you were showing your frustration. You didn't actually say it, but you did show it. I questioned whether the show would be able to get beyond the problems we were having. I was desperate to help out, however my limited computer knowledge, like I wanted to help however I could, and knowing I couldn't do what you wanted to happen. But I was desperate to keep it going.
Yeah, I mean, we were able to do it, obviously, but yeah, it
Right.
it was,
Yeah, we struggled through, and thankfully we were able to sally forth and be able to get to this milestone. But for a little while it was bleak. I questioned it. I'm not gonna lie, I questioned it.
My distance gave me the ability to use the hindsight of, because people would like, oh man, those guys seem to be struggling or whatever else. And, I would talk to Aries, I talk to Aries all the time and still do. And I remember everything that we had gone through, good and bad, to get to where you guys were. Like, remember Google, whatever the fuck it was called? Google Bag of Dicks?
Google Hangouts, yeah. The Bag of Dicks.
Yeah, that like dumped out on us when we were, talking to Lansdale or Mike Allred or someone. Yeah. Like, I understand what you guys are saying, especially for Wolfie, because if I was with you guys at the time, I would have had the same anxiety. But as a watcher, I remember the Google shit. I remember initial XSplit glitches. I remember, Raven Shadow by the train getting attacked by dogs. Like, I remember all that different stuff, and not even talking about the personality stuff, like just the technical stuff. I mean, if you listen to me and Wolfie the first time, and then MZ and Monster Zero come in on that episode, and then even 3 episodes later where I had started recording at Tiny's house and Wolfie like kind of had started to figure things out, if we had known if we had done that in reverse, it would have fucking been like a Greek tragedy for us because the quality was such a dive. And then when we got into the studio, within a week or two of doing OTC, by the way, at OTC Studio, which was an amazing thing. Like, imagine going back and, you know, how little there were problems, but how little. So I remember thinking, like, you know, Johnny's an ace. You know, the only thing I felt was bad, and Ari summed it up very eloquently, was there's only so much Johnny could do from, you know, 500 miles away. But I, you know, as a fan, as a observer at that time, I could understand why you guys were worried. I'm still only worried that one day Aries gonna reach over and choke out Raven Shadow. But other days, like other than that,
it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. With all being said, with all the problems we had with this, with the initial remote aspect of it, I definitely want to make sure we reach out and say thank you to Marion, who during this initial thing, as we were trying to set up, like, we just threw like I don't know, 2 or 3 times, like, fistful of money and went, go get this, and like not even fully explaining what we needed, and she ran out and got exactly what we needed. Like, like somehow she knew, even though we weren't explaining it correctly, exactly what we needed, and able to get the show on the air that night. Like, you know what? I don't know if we've ever properly thanked her, but you know what? Thank you for what you did on those nights to get the show on the air.
Without a doubt. By the way, Raven Shadow, you still definitely owe me a Coke.
Is it caffeine free or
for that?
What Bill's
Because
drinking?
Is it the caffeine free diet?
because me and Marion go way back.
All right.
I'll do Coke with you.
Raven Shadow, did you want to respond to anything? I didn't want to cut you off.
No, big up.
Big ups to Marion, right?
Yeah. It kept the show alive. She's kept me alive.
Kept you sane.
I think I want to thank her for that second part.
Yeah.
No.
All right, I want to get to the film discussion. Let me just catch up on all the chat, and then we'll take a quick break. Sammy says totally ripped off Cinema Diabolica and OTC and did our thing in the process. And then also Andy Triefenbach says, "Love you, dudes. Got to get back to the editing show. Touch me sometime. Let me know. Let me know the flame is still there. Why don't you?" Don't invite Mars. He will definitely touch you. And first time Mike popped in, he says, "Happy anniversary, you filthy animal. Special hello to
Speaking of people I want to touch.
It says special hellos to Mars and Bill by Force." All right, so we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in 90 seconds or so.
2 shakes.
And we're going to talk about Raw Force. Raven Shadow, I'm not going to have you do the thing because you're taking your headphones off anyways. So I'm not going to do the whole support thing. I'll just say that if you guys want to support the show, patreon.com/trickortreatradio. What? Oh, you son of a bitch. Patreon.com/trickortreatradio. Also on trickortreatradio.com there's a store. You can click that and the Amazon logo. Click on that. It's the affiliate link. So all that stuff. So help support us. Keep us going for 9 more fucking years. Holy shit, I hope not. But all right, we're going to take a quick break. MZ, I'll let you take this one since Raven Shadow already disappeared. So how long until we're back, MZ?
Hey, we'll be back in 2 and 2.
The following message is a paid advertisement for the Cult of Muscle podcast. The Cult of Muscle. You're either in it or you're dead.
It's the dawning of a new age. The halls of Valhalla have been shuttered. The heroes of yore have either retreated to the shadows or taken to capering for the amusement of the small folk. Their past glory is a distant memory. The barbells have been torn from their once puma-strong grips. The beards shorn from their square jaws, only to be transplanted onto flannel-clad, puny weaklings with fingers barely powerful enough to strum a ukulele. The time has come, my brothers, to restore order from the chaos. No longer will our heroes be forgotten. No longer will their great deeds be viewed through a foggy lens of irony. Hear now our rallying cry as we scream it from the mountaintops, as we bellow it from iTunes and Libsyn and Facebook. It's time to join the cult, my brothers. So don your cloaks and enter the cult of muscle.
I'm Alex West.
And I'm Andrea Subasati, and we're from the Faculty of Horror podcast.
And you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
Oh, delicious nerds. Ms. M knows you like to chat it up with other sexy shut-ins about comics, movies, video games, and your favorite TV shows. If that sounds like you, cuddle up to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group, or the FIB. That stands for Fan Interaction Board. Just go to Facebook and search for Trick or Treat Radio and have more fun than a Jedi at a lightsaber sale. Not enough? Watch us on YouTube, The Deadites TV, all one word. Last but not least, check out the world's most dangerous talk radio show, Trick or Treat Radio, at trickortreatradio.com.
I could be standing outside a woman's prison in a fistful of 50s and a bouquet of dildos, and no woman would come near me.
Did you say a bouquet of dildos?
All right, we are back on Trick or Treat Radio. MZ, you dancing with your fucking Blu-ray?
Yeah. That shit's sexy.
The Blu-ray or the dance?
Can't have one together. I would like to tell everyone that I have stepped up from the Diet Coke. I have water in my Brittany cup.
Is it room temperature water?
No, there's ice in it. It's my Brittany cup that I got at the Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino in Las Vegas when apparently she was forced to perform for everyone. Collectible cup.
Leave Brittany alone. Leave her alone.
I got my Star Trek cup that's barely recognizable.
Oh my God!
Free
Yeah.
Brittany. Free Brittany.
Is
Free
that
Brittany.
just worn off, Aries?
Oh yeah, the dishwasher destroyed it. You can kind of see into the darkness there.
Darkness, I see.
You know that's not a nice cup, right?
It holds a lot of liquid, though, Bill. That's all that matters.
It holds liquid. That's all I care about.
All right, let me. Sammy signed out. Says, "I also love you all. Got to hit the sack. Work in the morning. Adult shit later, guys." So
Adult shit, man.
Awesome seeing Sammy pop in. Thanks for listening, man.
Yeah.
Really fucking blast from the past, and really great to see him and Andy and other people checking in.
Yeah, Reverend Scott is away on vacation this week, which is why he's not joining us. Just so you guys know, because he would definitely would have tried to make it about him. So
they've been doing that for 12 years now, right?
Right.
Hey, Mars, this isn't the Oscars. You don't need to change wardrobes every time.
It was real. Those pajamas were really hot.
Yeah, it's the middle of summer in Massachusetts.
Summer, you're gonna wear pajamas? What, you nuts?
It was 70 today. I had pajama pants on all day. My Punisher ones with the big gold Punisher heads.
Did you thank the show sponsor yet, Jesse?
The
Massachusetts State Lottery. Sign up now for back millions.
No, I didn't. All right,
I thought it was Manscaped.
Yeah, right. We're gonna.
You know what? Because of that lottery, I answered my phone so many times over the last 2 days, thinking I'm winning my $1 million. God damn it!
I've done so many more spam calls in the last week, and I swear it's because of that.
Oh yeah, because every time my phone rings, I gotta answer it. I gotta get my $1 million. Motherfuckers!
All I got was my identity stolen.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
No. Yeah. Apparently my warranty on my truck is expired. Yeah. Fuck off. You know?
And you get a free stay at the Marriott.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that could happen. You are a member of their Bonvoy service. Have you guys heard about Marriott Bonvoy service? Well, let me tell you.
I have not heard of that. Yeah.
Program.
All right, so let's try to talk about a movie. There's a lot of stuff going on, but we're gonna talk.
Whatever.
We're gonna talk about Raw Force from 1982. This film was rated R and it's 86 minutes, or as Michael Ravenshadow would say, an hour and 26 minutes. I'll wait till he's back to tell that little anecdote that I heard.
Oh, that's amazing.
So the film is written and directed by Edward D. Murphy, who, let me check out, I think he did one other film, if I'm not mistaken.
Eddie Murphy's Raw.
He directed Heated Vengeance from 1985.
How was that one, MZ?
Yeah, has
Heated Vengeance?
Has anyone seen that?
I've never seen it.
Saw it.
I should hunt it down.
Michael Pollard is in it. Michael J. Pollard's in it, though.
It's not
shit.
nearly as memorable as this is.
Okay.
Yeah, I had misremembered, and I thought he did Blue Vengeance, which is pretty lit.
All right, this film stars Cameron Mitchell, Jeffrey Binney, Hope Holiday, Gillian Kessner, John Dresden, Jennifer Holmes, Ray Malonzo, Carla Reynolds, Carl Anthony, John Locke, and Ralph Lombardi as a fake Hitler.
Was that really his name, Fake Hitler?
No, Thomas Spear, but he was
Okay.
And Camille Keaton as Girl in Toilet. MZ, did you see that?
Yes. Oh yeah, I know. Camille Keaton's in it. She's Girl in Toilet, and also look for a small cameo by Jules Shepard.
Yeah.
We covered this on OTC so long ago that it was like definitely something we found on torrents, and it was under that alternate title of Kung Fu Zombies.
Yeah.
Kung Fu Cannibals.
Kung Fu Cannibals, that's what it was, yeah. But yeah, it was so long ago. It was like I'm a firm believer that like Brandon or someone at Vinegar Syndrome was a OTC listener back in the day because they found all that shit that we dug out of the grave and put it out on Blu-ray. And I'm like, I had to watch a version that looked like it was like filmed through like I don't know, a trash bag or something to watch it. And like you guys put this pristine version of it out, and they're like, yep.
I mean, think about those first bunch of horror releases anyway, like this, Night Train to Terror. I'm trying to look over here. Now I'm gonna forget because I brought it up. But I have a very big Vinegar Syndrome collection. But I'm super proud of those first few I bought from them at Rock and Shock, like the ones we talked about, and what's that fucking amazing '90s one?
There was
about the house in the woods.
Frightmare wasn't
not Demonoid.
Demon Wind? No, not Demon Wind.
Demon Wind.
Demon Wind? All right.
Yeah.
Frightmare, I remember, was one of the first ones you got from them, if I remember correctly,
Yep.
because that was the name of a Chikara wrestler, so I remember that one.
Yep.
First time
Night Train to Terror was the main event of our me and you's 31 Days of Halloween that year.
Oh, yeah. First time Mike says, and Vic Diaz. So Vic Diaz is in this. Also, Mars, Sing Sing Soon is hanging out in the chat. And he thought the show was over, so he says, I guess it's not over yet. Also, why did you switch your shirt for, Mars?
Because it's hot.
It's hot too.
And it's hot too, yeah. All right,
Yeah.
so let's jump into this because we probably don't have a ton of time to talk about this movie, but I want to give it its due. Synopsis. This synopsis, like literally, this sounds like the best movie ever. A group of martial arts students are en route to an island that supposedly is home to the ghosts of martial artists who have lost their honor. A Hitler lookalike and his gang are running a female slavery operation on the island as well. Soon, the two groups meet and all sorts of crazy things happen, which includes cannibal monks, piranhas, zombies, and more. Sold.
Sounds about right, though.
Yeah.
That was Marion on this film. Like she just came over on a Tuesday, and didn't really want to watch. She was want to chill, and I'm like, well, here's a synopsis. She's like, okay, now I'm intrigued.
Well,
And the great thing is that the poster art for this does it justice, and that is extremely rare. It actually pulls off almost the impossible, where the poster art actually backs up what this movie has.
There's actually more awesome shit in this movie than there is on the poster.
Oh yeah, well you can't fit everything on the poster,
Yeah.
but goddamn, it's a pretty damn nice representation.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. It is a great poster too.
and so, before we get into the movie, Raven Shadow, put your phone down. You texting Rocky again?
Wasn't texting Rocky. I thought
it's super obvious when you're on your phone. Like, some people can hide it,
Yeah.
but you're like, it's super obvious.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. You know, degenerative eye disease is really fucking.
Put on your real glasses and you could hide it. Probably.
Yeah. Take off the hippie glasses and just put on some real glasses.
No,
really? Did you just say hippie glasses?
Yeah.
How fucking old
What
are
are we,
you?
1972?
Jesus Christ!
Hey, I'm not wearing hippie glasses. Okay.
You're too square for that.
Hey, don't come down on me, man.
All right,
I
so
will not, I promise.
We started to tell a joke, but Raven Shadow wasn't here, so I wanted to wait. Bill's doing the Raven Shadow on his phone.
What? Oh, yeah.
So, Raven Shadow, how long was this movie? Do you remember?
It's pretty fucking long.
No, how long? In minutes.
He's going to avoid it. You know he's going to avoid it.
I mean, what? I mean, like.
Oh my fucking god! Is this movie 86 minutes, Raven Shadow?
Is it? I mean, I don't know. I didn't make it.
God, he's going to totally avoid it.
I'm like,
You didn't make it?
So, Raven Shadow,
You didn't make it to the end of the movie?
Okay, hold on. You told Marion this movie's 86 minutes. She says, "Oh, okay, I think I can stand like an hour and 26-minute movie." And you're like, "No, it's 86 minutes." Do you not understand that 86 minutes is 1 hour and 26 minutes?
How'd you hear about that?
This thing called the internet. You know, people talk on it. Things get out.
Oh, that's why you're so like out of the loop, because you didn't know that she had posted about it in Discord.
No, because I was like, no, it's not a fucking hour. And yeah, okay. I guess that's what.
Yeah. Why don't you look a little closer to your phone next time? Jesus.
Listen, you know what? Maybe my eyes ain't so good, but I can eat fucking peanut butter. All right, we think.
Hey! I'm gonna kick your ass for saying that.
I'm not fucking smear my ass in peanut butter.
Kick your ass.
Next Patreon, MZ versus Raven Shadow.
Yeah.
So what's this?
Can I be special ref?
Mud wrestling.
Yeah.
No,
I'd say peanut butter wrestling, but Raven
peanut
Shadow
butter.
would have the advantage.
I'm gonna have Aries butter me in fucking peanut butter. You know?
I ain't doing shit.
Yeah, come on.
I'll
This is
film
fucking-
it.
Yeah, come on, butter me and peanut butter guy.
Yeah.
Go back a couple of days. You can't rub peanut butter.
86 minutes.
Wolfie, jump in, please.
Yeah, I know. Jesus Christ, 86 fucking minutes. Okay, so this film was actually, MZ, maybe I'll lean on you for this, because I think you bought this film, and maybe Mars did as well, but at Rock and Shock when Vinegar Syndrome put it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this title is one of those titles that is constantly sold out at Vinegar Syndrome.
Yeah.
It's like they get a batch in, boom, they're gone. They're all over the place, but damn, they're hard to get because everybody buys them.
I want to say
Because
Brendan told me that
it's so fucking
pressed
whacked.
any other title.
What was that, Bill?
I'm pretty sure Brendan was telling me that they repressed that more than any other title.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I'm lucky to have one. I'm thrilled to have a copy.
I would love to know, despite all the new stuff that comes out every month, how much of those still go out the door. How much of that Night Train to Terror still go out the door like every Black Friday or halfway to Black Friday sale? Because like if they show up at that time, like you know that there are people who have been. I'm in a bunch of Vinegar Syndrome groups, and people are always talking about Raw Force. Like, and it's on everyone's list of like that. Every newbie will be like, "What's your favorite top 5 Vinegar Syndrome releases?" And like everybody's got Raw Force.
I mean, it's such a. I mean, the flick itself is the. I mean, their version of it is obviously impeccable. Looks unbelievable. It's unreal, but it's one of those batshit fucking crazy movies that like you can tell somebody, like, you can read that synopsis like Wolfie did, right? And you can be like, trust me, that sounds amazing. Wait until you actually watch it.
Yeah, literally. Do we lose you,
Yeah,
Mars?
it's absolutely insane. It's an absolutely insane movie, and let's see, I don't know how long ago it was, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I've mentioned and talked about this film before and said that and I still hold it to this day. It's the most macho film ever made. There's a certain machismo about this film that's really hard to top.
What was it? Was it the cutting to like bare breasts every 5 minutes, or
there is a copious, there's copious amounts of nudity in this movie. And
was it the progressive captain in all of his very progressive views?
Progressive captain.
I thought he was a fag until he put out his knife. Good work, Captain Crunch.
But I mean, you got your dudes who do kung fu. You got the monks who do the kung fu. You got cannibalism. You got the piranhas, like you mentioned before. You got nude women everywhere. I mean, you got violence and you got death.
Yes, nude women is very naked. Teenage girls are
maybe in your world. It just has everything. It has everything that,
and a plucky spirit.
It has that. It definitely has that. It's just got a wild story, crazy acting, over the top acting, really bad fire effects. Some of the worst I've ever seen.
It's really weird because it has 2 feet in 2 different cinematic eras, right? Because the captain and the owner of the ship are like right out of like an a Jerry Lewis road movie. Like the bossy.
Like you remember the Gilligan's Island character.
Yeah, for sure. So like it's a very weird thing. Everything in this is almost like the amount of everything in this movie as far as excess goes is like how an 11-year-old would write an action movie.
So I'm going to go with them here. Could this be a blueprint for what became the Andy Sedaris brand?
It's in the same world.
Yeah, I don't think it's that much older than maybe one of the. It looks like it, but
this 82. I mean, like it's like Mortal Kombat meets Andy Sedaris, right?
Yeah.
Is that kind of a fair?
Oh yeah, that's fairly accurate.
I feel like if Sedaris watched this, he would watch this and be like, yeah, like this is cool, but it's not quite rooted in reality. I could do this rooted in reality.
Yeah.
Here's Cody.
A hard ticket to Hawaii.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. That's a very good point, Ray with Shadow. It like, I mean, exploitation. Like, I feel like Sedaris, not that he was mainstream, but he definitely brought. Like, I mean, what was the sword and sorcery movie we watched? Deathstalker. Was that we watched the first Deathstalker?
Yeah.
Like that was like sand and sword, like Andy Sedaris. Like I feel like he took a lot of like the early 80s stuff and like put, a video shelf amount of star power behind it, with, also ran TV stars and Playboy Playmates and whatnot. Like he was like the business model. And also, not for nothing, but he was also a little better at it than everybody else too. like there was like his trash was, I mean, Andy Sedaris has the most underrated opening credit scenes of anybody, I think. But like, yeah, that was a good it's very on point, Raven Shadow. I think that it reminded me of a lot of not the horror elements, but the action movies like this is one of the first things that probably brought. Was this, Bill? Was this before or after Deadly? With Deadly Prey.
Oh, this was Deadly Prey was like 86, 87. So
yeah. So this is the first one that, like, not that I remember because I didn't see it till then, but like chronologically, of that sort of like hunting down jungle mission sort of thing. That was. What country is this thing from? Like, I just realized that I had no idea.
What it's I think it was a joint. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was both an American and shit. What was
Filipino?
That's it. Yeah.
It was American. It was American produced in the Philippines.
Yeah. So and first time Mike says Raw Force is in the Raiders of Atlantis universe.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. The it's probably the most not Italian movie that I've ever seen.
Evil Corny asks, Mars, are you in a Jason Bourne film with all that shaky cam?
Sorry.
What the fuck?
Leave the roasting till later.
You're gonna make him sick. He's watching on like a fucking 100-foot screen.
Yeah, I'll give him something to look at.
Go full screen shadow.
Clock losses. I would have paid money to be in the room the first time Raven Shadow saw that guy karate kick a truck.
So MZ, Mars, and Bill had seen this movie prior. Bill, you saw this years ago. As you said, you covered it on. I actually looked it up. I looked to see you covered, as you mentioned, on the projection booth in like 2012 or something, right?
And we had already covered it on OTC at that point.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, I love this fucking movie. Like, I love this movie so much that it is like the second or third clip in Survival of the Film Freaks you see when the film opens up.
Oh yeah.
Yep, it's my favorite. Yep, the ninjas,
the girl with
two
the
staff.
big bamboo things and the guys doing the backflips into the water. I love this movie. It was like immediately I was like, when we were sourcing clips for Film Freaks, I was like, we got to have a Raw Force clip, like front and center. I think it's like the second or third clip in the film. I love it. It's been a little while since I've watched it, but this movie is like when people talk about like batshit crazy, so bad that it's good. You know, it's like you can get the entertainment out of it regardless of how ridiculous it is. This is one of the first like go-to movies in that vein for me because it does what I'm really actually glad with Raven Shadow. I can't believe I'm going to say this. Glad what Raven Shadow said about bringing up the Andy Sedaris connection because like watching this and then watching, you know, like a Savage Beach or like Picasso Trigger or one of those, like it almost feels like a continuation in a weird sort of way.
And oddly enough, this movie ends, spoiler alert, with a to be continued.
Right? Which we unfortunately never got.
No.
Yeah.
But maybe in the imagining universe, characters, you know, that world kept going strong, baby.
Sure. I mean, Raiders of Atlantis is the perfect double feature with this.
Dynamo, have you ever heard of something called the rule of thirds?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, the answer is not the lower third of the screen.
I'm trying, like, while you guys are talking, I'm trying to imitate the American box art for Zombie.
You're failing.
Or Dawn of the Dead.
You're failing. It was fine. What happened? Are you holding
It's
the computer?
It's so hot.
He is, Mars, you are so on the extreme left of my screen right now.
Well, that's like real life.
Turn your fucking fan on. It wasn't the fan, it was your breathing.
Just turn it back on.
Turn the fan on.
Fine.
Why is it my breathing?
Whatever you thought was happening from the fan, it wasn't the fan. So turn your fan on.
But is the fan the reason why he can't seem to set his webcam in the right spot? Like,
yes, because he is hot, so he just keeps on fidgeting.
I only come here twice a year. You can at least pretend to be nice to me, Aries.
No! You know what? No. This is nicer than I am to you normally.
That's true. That's probably true.
Is this fine?
Are you gonna? Is that stable? Or are you holding
No,
it?
it's not fine.
It's not me. The house is shaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I actually.
It's actually what's happening is my webcam is directly connected to Raven Shadow's vision.
Your web clam.
Yeah. All right, fine. I'll put it back up here. I'll be wicked hot. I'll put it on mute.
Why?
My back
Turn
will
your
be sweaty.
fucking fan on.
Don't slur at me, Aries.
Why does that make you hot to put the iPad there?
Well, I'm just falling off the seat, and I'm hot.
I have 2 fans blowing on me. No one fucking knows it. Turn your fucking fan on.
I know it because I see.
Your fan's not going to even be picked up by it.
Yeah, no,
I got a fan on me right now.
I have my AC on in here, and you don't even hear it.
I'm like Monster Zero. I suffer from my art.
There you go. Well, at least
MZ only thinks he suffers.
I'm suffering.
He sounds like fucking Han Solo.
This unsolicited attack brought to you by
no,
Mike's
Luke.
Hard Run.
I care. I suffer.
I don't live in a hovel. I'm going back to my old show.
All right, so this is one of Bill's favorite cult movies, as he mentioned. MZ, you got this like when Vinegar Syndrome released it. You've been talking about it to us. I remember you mentioned it on a couple occasions. And Mars, you've talked about this one as well. You got this, I think, right when it came out for Vinegar Syndrome as well, right?
Yeah, I got this in the aforementioned Night Train to Terror, and they gave, I'm sure they gave it to MZ too. They gave a DVD of AC/DC Killer.
No, I didn't get that.
Well, they've always liked me better.
No, I got Savage Water and Death by Invitation.
Did you pay for that?
No, they gave this to me.
Oh well, they probably felt bad. But yeah, I mean, what's funny? It's one of those things where like you talk about Vinegar Syndrome and like you want to say like, oh, I'd probably put a wing on one of their house, but like I see the like measly like 5 videos I get a sale, and then you have the guy that like opens it up and gets 10 million videos.
Buys the entire package.
Yeah, Kelly Beard, I'm looking at you. But but like yeah, so I agree with MZ. There is something like super macho about this movie that in more or less inept hands could seem like kind of even toxic by the times. It's definitely like a bro movie, like they with like very European female like politics, like with the exception of the one policewoman, all the women are either bitches or damsels in distress. But I mean, I don't know. Like I said earlier, dude karate kicks a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sends it. That truck is stopped by a small cart of geese. Like it looks like it hits a Jersey barrier at 100 miles an hour. But yeah, it's just wild. MZ's right. Like it's there's not really. There's a lot of things like this, right? Like little elements of this that have like I would say Kung Fu from Beyond the Grave is about as sleazy as this. And Raiders of Atlantis or like something like Robo War is about as bonkers as this, right?
Hands of Steel too, I think.
Yeah, exactly. And like, the Sedaris connection was brought up before, like with the amount of just pure, unbridled exploitation. But I think that this is the movie that ties all those things together the most, whether it's on purpose or nobody's making fun of Ares, who's on the edge of the screen. But, like,
what am I doing?
No, he's not, though.
He is from.
You were like,
that's fine. Well, welcome back, Mars.
Uncle Fester in the corner over there.
Yeah, well, I look like. Yeah.
No, see, I got it on my TV right now, okay, and right now is the scene where there's this big kung fu fight going on at the Lighthouse Bar. and everyone just starts kicking each other's ass. And the funniest scene is the goddamn stripper who's stripping, who's she's already naked, but she's dancing, and while everyone's kicking their ass, there's a shot of her just looking off to the side like this, giving the side eye, and her mouth kind of like curses like this.
Yeah.
Very, very slightly, but you know that she's reacting. And it's like, well, just continue dancing.
She sort of looks like she has to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like that whole time, she's like, is this a good time to go pinch one out, or should I continue to dance?
She can pinch one out. She can pinch one out while she's dancing.
Can we just talk about how unflattering the cinematography was, like, to every woman in this movie? It was like
yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, like let's put this woman against light so we can just see the outline of every hair on her body.
Well, they essentially, I think on most of the scenes, they had like one light, and it was like the brightest fucking spotlight they could find. Just like, all right, stand over there. Like,
yeah.
I can see into your soul.
Yeah. The sun is a massive incandescent gas. Yeah, I mean, but I really just fucking adore this movie. Like, I really, really, really do. I have a movie night with a friend just about every Friday night, and I've been not pulling the trigger on Raw Force because I feel like I don't have any way to go from there. Like, I feel like it's showing somebody like an Omega and Okada match, and then expecting you could just go back and watch pro wrestling. Yeah. Like, it's everything. I mean, if you're super sensitive, this movie's not for you, you know, and there's no shame there, but like, I do feel there's a weird, maybe ignorance and not innocence is the catchphrase that I'll hang my hat on. But like, I feel like, I don't know. It's like,
you just got to consider the time, right? I mean, it was made in 81.
Yeah. If you're going into it with that mindset, like, you're not going to show this. Like, I'm not going to show this movie to Melissa. Like,
no,
because I know she's not going to
be
your thing. This is definitely a cult film for a cult film fan. Like, it's that very specific sort of person that you're not going to be like, oh, just like, yeah, sure, check it out. Maybe you'll like it. It's like, if you're telling somebody to watch this movie, you know they're going to like this movie.
Right. It's not like you don't put it on Easter Sunday after.
Well, you might.
And be like, hey, I got a film. We've seen Star Wars enough on TBS. Let's put this movie on.
And then maybe after watching Irreversible. Happy Easter, everyone.
Who watches Star Wars on TBS? Like, if you're going to watch it, like, watch it somewhere else.
Oh, fucking
you
God.
Watch your commercials.
It's the common denominator. You put the TV on in a room. You can't throw fucking. Nana doesn't know about streaming. You know what I mean?
I thought you cut cable.
I did cut cable, but my parents' house, they had the cable. Channel on, the channel's on. You know what I mean? And I use my cable.
Why don't you let your parents use your streaming accounts?
I did. You know, we that's what we gave. We crossed the streams. We crossed our password. It's your password. That's all. Yeah. You got your password peanut butter.
I gave Raven Shadow my Voodoo credentials, and I can always tell that it's just Voodoo. So I call it Voodoo. I can.
You can. You'd be wrong.
Well, I wouldn't be the first time. Wouldn't be the last time.
No.
But I can tell that it's only Marion that looks at it.
Bill, what kind of Oreos are those?
Yeah, we got that peanut butter jump off, family size, currently on sale at your local Shaw's for $2.99. Don't forget to pick up the peanut butter chocolate pie also, and the birthday cake.
The peanut butter chocolate pie are our staple around here. We just tried the salted chocolate brownie, I believe it is. That one's real good.
That's real.
Have you tried the Oreo flavored Oreos?
What are those?
Those are the cookie and cream filled Oreos.
Oh, the originals. Oh, what are they doing to my Oreos every time I go to the store?
No. I've seen these in the store. Cookies and cream filled Oreos.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, A little redundant.
These damn kids and their peanut butter Oreos.
Yeah.
I like when the Oreos were only one flavor.
That's why I stick with the Hard Rocks, because they keep it real.
Oh shit!
They can't my Oreos.
Is that Bark?
Yeah, he's here.
Hey,
Hey, Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, Bark Wahlberg. Hey, buddy.
My favorite Instagram follow.
Does he miss Humpin' MZ?
Of course he does. Of course he does.
Hey, Bark.
Mark Wahlberg's treatment of MZ was very raw force.
Yes, it was.
He
was raw forcing it, not raw. He was raw dogging it.
Bach Wahlberg looked at MZ the same way those guys looked at those women at the plane at the beginning of Raw.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, it was bad. This has to be the most lecherous movie.
Oh yeah, it's up there. It's up there.
Oh yeah.
But it knows exactly what it is, which is like, it's like, not that it makes it okay, but like when they started making this, they knew they were going to be brash. They knew that, like, they're like, yeah, we're just going to fucking do it.
Yeah,
we're just going to do it.
They go for it, and they turn up. They turn up to 11. You know.
Yeah, like I almost feel like I had said before that like there's an innocence to it where they're just kind of like throwing everything but the kitchen sink in. Like they watched a bunch of movies at the drive-in and we're like, this is like, we need martial arts, we need zombies, we need boobies, and like, you know.
Did you say boobies?
Yeah.
Okay.
We need some broobies.
Brobies.
Evil Corny says the scene with the bartender breaking the block of ice with his head.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. That guy's awesome.
That guy's got game.
Yeah, he does.
That guy should have a movie on his own.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a shame that he never did.
And
but that guy's awesome. Yeah.
First time Mike says the whole party scene is concentrated B movie gold.
Perfect.
So much.
Oh yeah, to me it's the best part of the movie, and it's like 15 minutes long, and it's non-stop talking, but it's interesting talking because it intercut with that is just ridiculous scenes of nudity and just and heads breaking, ice blocks open and shit like that. It's just absolutely insane. It's total insanity, but it's such great insanity. Like the scene with Camille Keaton. Like I can't understand what the hell is going on in there.
Why is she there? What is happening?
I know, it's so weird.
I have no idea what is going on in that scene. Next time I talk to her, I should ask her what the hell is going on. Because
next time I talk to her.
Yeah. And then you got the
call up right now.
Then you got the really skeevy guy with the
which one?
With the Dallas Cowboys shirt, with the Dallas Cowboys shirt and the mustache and the hair.
Tom Savini.
Actually,
yeah.
See, I took that as 1982 Andy Christ.
1982 Andy Christ.
A little bit. Like I could totally see him being in the remake.
I don't know. You gonna call her? I can call her if you guys want.
Bill.
Yeah. Do you have her number, MZ?
I don't.
Oh.
But Bill does. So.
Yeah, I do have. I'm afraid to call her though because I don't want her to talk to me about how people stole money out of her ATM.
Do not give that to MZ. You will get a restraining order out of it.
Look, I've worked with Camille Keaton a couple of times, and I love her to death. She is a little loopy.
A little loopy. Speaking of a little loopy, in this film, could we talk about how long some of the takes are in this, didn't edit them down? And a couple of those fight scenes, specifically in like the bar fight scene, like it goes on for so long that if you kind of start to look at the extras and everything, they kind of stop and like look around at each other, like, oh, okay, and start like hitting each other again because it's just still going. And it's just like they're all like, what is happening here? And there's so many scenes like that.
It's bonkers. I want to get first time impressions. We've gotten impressions from the people who've seen it. Raven Shadow, this is your first time seeing Raw Force. What do you think?
I mean, it's kind of what I let off with. It's Mortal Kombat meets Andy Sedaris. But yet, they were never called Raw Force as a team, right? Like there wasn't like we're Raw Force.
No.
No, but they weren't. They weren't a team either. They were just a group of passengers on a boat that got, that ended up making it to this island. They were
Henceforth the word raw. They were not a group pulled together, but they were a raw force.
Yeah, there you go.
They all, some of the guys look kind of like mannequins, or like action figures come to life. Like they're very odd looking, not weird. I don't know. There's something about them. They all look unique. From the two main bros. And there was the one guy that kind of looked like Howard Stern in parts before he grew his hair out with a little mustache. He threw the dynamite. It was a very odd team. I don't fucking know, but I was enthralled. Fake Hitler really threw me off a little bit.
Let's call him Fitler.
Hitler, yeah.
For fake Hitler.
Abe Hitler.
It's not fake.
Aries, how about you?
Yeah, I've never seen this movie before in my life, and kind of wish I never saw it. Had I seen this movie when I was 12 years old, I probably would have loved this movie. But seeing this movie where nudity is readily available anywhere, and that is probably the only redeeming quality of this movie. This movie did absolutely nothing for me. Wow, I am sorry that everyone seemed to love this movie. I did not.
Oh my God.
Yeah, to be fair, if you saw this movie when you were 12 years old, there would have had to be some like time traveling or arcane magic going on.
Because you're already 46.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see it when I was 12, and I love it.
Yeah. Aries saw it powered by a cotton gin.
Yeah. I saw it in my early 30s.
Jesus. What a
wow, way to piss all over our parade, buddy. Thanks.
Hey, you know what? You want me to lie? You're going to give me a little more money.
Lie to me, Aries. Lie to me.
You look beautiful.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Aries, I have one question for you.
What's that?
Are you sure?
Am I
you
what?
didn't like this movie? Nothing.
Slur? Yeah. This is why I love doing it at my house, because I can drink as much as I want, and I can just crawl up the stairs and go to bed.
I could drink as much as I want anyway.
Yeah. Well that's because. Yeah. I have to be the one to cut your ass around. Here, I don't have to cart anyone's ass around.
Well, for me, yeah, this is my first time seeing this movie as well.
It's just crazy to me.
Yeah, I'd been hearing Mars and MZ talk about it, and Bill, and I just never had checked it out. And so, yeah, I mean, this is batshit crazy. Actually, I will say I like Raiders of Atlantis better still. There's just something about that movie that's really resonated with me. I think the sleaziness of this one doesn't work as well for me now, and that's why I think Raiders would be higher. But there is just some batshit crazy stuff that happens in this, especially like on the island towards the end when the fucking zombies, come out. Like, that stuff is fucking crazy. Like the gore was terrible in this. But it was fucking hilarious seeing some of the sword, like getting swords through chests and whatever. Like, but it is just a ridiculous movie, and you got to take it at face value for what it is. And like you said, I think Bill said that they knew what they were doing. They knew what kind of movie they were making, and they kind of leaned into it, and that's what you get. It's a ridiculous fucking action movie from the 80s. With the 80s aesthetic and the ideals of what was going on at that time. And, you're cutting from like bad action to boobs, like, and back and forth, and that's pretty much what the movie is.
I think when you see this in contrast to like what else you've seen can affect your enjoyment of it. So Jesse, for example, Wolfie, for example, you said, you've seen Raiders of Atlantis, and you've seen how many other terrible, so bad it's good movies.
Yeah.
I saw this when I literally had to hunt on the internet and go to like an illegal site download a VHS rip of it,
Right.
and then watch it. And I hadn't gotten a chance to see, hundreds, if not thousands, of other titles that I've seen since then that may have tainted the way I would have watched this movie. I think same thing for you, Aries, whereas like you're coming to it now with no type of nostalgia and no story to go along with it in terms of like what you had to do to see it. Like, you just got a, Blu-ray copy of it and boom, there it is in all its, 35 millimeter glory that like it looked like the day it was released. Whereas like I had to hunt this movie down. I saw it on a different site that was like, oh, if you're into like crazy, ridiculous movies, you got to see Kung Fu Ninjas or Kung Fu Zombies or whatever the hell the AKA title was.
Kung Fu Cannibals, I think.
Cannibals.
Yeah, Kung Fu Cannibals. I don't know why I keep saying Kung Fu Ninja. Oh, because the original screenplay when they wrote it was called Kung Fu Zombies.
Yeah, and there's a dope movie called Kung Fu Zombies too.
And I can appreciate that, but the fact that a majority of this movie relied on the TNA aspect of it when this was supposed to be an action-based movie, and I don't have the nostalgia feel that some people have for this, but because it is more of a TNA-based movie where going into a movie nowadays where I'm looking for a more nostalgia feel, I want the more action, the cheesy action, rather than the TNA. And this movie is more TNA.
But this movie is loaded with action. It's loaded with fights from beginning to end.
But it is more based around the TNA. If you take out all the TNA of this movie, there is nothing left to this movie. This movie is TNA with action rather than action with TNA. And that is why this movie is lacking for me.
I disagree.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the whole basis of the show is that we base our we talk about our opinions of this movie.
Yes.
I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying this is why this movie is lacking for me.
Yeah. Welcome to my argument when I don't like a movie that you like.
Well, because you say everyone who doesn't like what you like is stupid. Hey.
Oh my God. You are going to get eviscerated.
It's a discussion show. Don't fucking talk over me when I disagree with you.
Also, MZ.
You cannot dismiss someone who doesn't agree with you.
Welcome to my world. Welcome to my world.
No, you have inane.
I'm dismissing your world because this is what you do. You shit on everyone who disagree with you.
Wait, Aries, let me. I gotta tell Bill this. Bill probably hasn't heard this. MZ, when he talks about how much he hates Halloween, Bill, one of his arguments about why Halloween sucks is because Dr. Loomis parks his car in a handicapped spot.
Wrong.
And no doctor would ever park in a handicapped spot. He cannot get past that.
Wrong. You are totally wrong. I never said the movie sucks because of that. I never said that. The movie sucks because of
everything else I said is right though.
Yes, you're absolutely right. But I never said that the movie sucks because Loomis parks in a handicapped spot. That's ridiculous. The movie sucks for a whole bunch of other reasons.
You did once say it sucked because all the lights go on at the same time in the house.
Yeah, your arguments about Halloween, I get them confused because they're so crazy.
Yeah. To which Tiny combated you and shut you up by saying that maybe they had a clapper.
They had a clapper?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Fucking Loomis.
To be fair, MZ, in 9 years of doing this show, whether I was sitting beside you or sitting right where I am, watching on my archaic television, I can listen to you talk about a movie the whole time, and I don't know if it's a trick or a treat to the end. Like, I always go back to like when you talked about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake, and like regaled it with like compliments about how well it was shot, how good the light was, everything else, and then you went trick.
Yeah, and I stand by that. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about Raw Force.
I like listening to you talk about a movie you like because you can bring up all the points that are good about a movie. But when you don't like a movie, you make everyone seem stupid for liking a movie you don't like. And that is where I have a problem, because you don't seem to realize everyone has a different taste.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm
why do you make everyone feel for being stupid for liking a movie you don't like?
They don't have to feel stupid if they don't like. If they like a,
but you make them for what you say. You make them seem like they are less intelligent because they like something you don't like.
Oh, far from it. I please, I'm one of the more stupid people that I've ever known in my life.
Finally, we agree.
Yeah, but do you not realize that when you argue against a movie you don't like, you make it seem like someone is less intelligent because they like a movie you don't like?
Welcome to my world again. Once again, welcome to my little world.
Happy anniversary, guys.
I just
if there's a movie I don't like that everyone else likes, they try to talk to me as to why.
How about butt crap?
Why is it good?
Well, for you, I have to pay to come back all the time. I don't like now. I know that nobody's gonna be yelling at me.
Did we lose Bill? Did Bill fall asleep?
No, I'm here, man.
Oh, okay. You're hidden behind your microphone, so I don't know.
Here.
You're like Bill is like the kid sitting in his room while his parents fight.
Are you guys gonna get divorced? What's happening?
Oh shit! So, we didn't really talk too much about the actual movie. This movie is pretty crazy, and as Ari says, it is sleazy. It's definitely sleazy. But if you go in knowing that, like, you can sort of brace yourself for it. And as MZ said, it is a very macho movie. It's that's what it's all about, and it's just a fucking crazy movie with these dudes fighting monsters. And like, what was the getup of the dudes attacking the boat? Like, I don't even know. Like, that's what reminded me of Raiders of Atlantis, right? With the way
they sort of just put on like hawk and animal makeup for no reason.
Right.
I mean, when you're trying to bust the story down, and it's just like, okay, so I guess like they run drugs off the island, so we got that down. But then there's it's a white slavery ring.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the girls are coming from. But then the Nazi guy, like, what's he got to do with it? Like,
the jade, I guess that's it.
Yeah, and then it's also, it's the ancient burial ground for all of the martial artists that were assholes. So like, it's just like all of these things. And then Cameron Mitchell is the captain. Like,
right.
It's like maybe the most bizarre decision in the entire movie.
The plot on this is directly propelled by Fichtler's henchmen unable to get the job done.
Right.
Like, the only reason this movie keeps going is the same fucking four guys fail every time.
Right.
But as far as the wardrobe goes, I get the feeling they raided the lost and found box on the boat.
I think everyone
Raiders of the Lost and Found.
What I do know is if I was a member of the Burbank Karate Club, I'd want my money back because they go to all of the worst places in the Far East.
Yeah, no shit.
What is it about the Philippines that makes the sleaziest stuff?
It was the time period.
Yeah. Pretty fucking sleazy.
Look at the early
movies made now.
The early 70s. Look at the early 70s with films like Big Birdcage.
Like the whole women in
Egg
prison.
Yeah.
Came from there.
Well, you guys have seen Machete Maidens Unleashed, right? Everyone.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah.
Black Mama, White Mama. I mean, films like that.
All of Jack Hill stuff there.
For sure. Has anybody tried to actually watch the Blood Island movies?
Nope.
I haven't.
Yeah. I was so excited to see them, and they came on Prime at one point. Now, I love movies like this, and I have an adoration for bad movies. And if a movie's bad, we'll riff on it or whatever. This movie was so bad that everyone left, and it took me 3 weeks to finish it. And that was only the first one, and that was supposed to be one of the best ones. Like, I couldn't believe how bad it was. It was unwatchable.
Ouch.
Someone named J1972 is hanging out. Holy shit, Mars. You're like,
Oh, sorry. Every time I move myself, I move my mic.
J1972 says Aries is correct. More arguing, please.
Well, he tapped out. He left.
I know. I should have waited to say that.
Just disappeared.
And Double D he says, I want a Trick or Treat radio show where MZ has to watch Halloween, Independence Day, and Avengers Endgame in a row and give a critique.
Hey, have any of you guys seen Dangerous Men?
You know what? No. I haven't. I'm familiar with it, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, can I put in a request for you guys to cover that? We covered it on the show a couple weeks ago. I watched it. Chris watched the wrong movie because he's a fucking idiot.
I saw that.
He watched another movie called Dangerous Men that was like a Nigerian action movie. And anyway, but I think that's a movie in this world without all of the the zombies and shit. So I think it might be something Aries potentially might be into because they kind of strip away all that crazy TNA and bullshit. There's still a little bit, but it's just the action elements of it. And I mean, I'm not saying that you're gonna like it, but you'll definite mileage out of it.
That's another Zach Alamo Drafthouse discovery, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
The year says 2005. Is that accurate?
Oh no! It took 30 years to finish it.
That's what I thought. Yeah, because I remember hearing about this one. Because I think if I'm not mistaken, if Mars is correct, Zach Carlson had found this one again, kind of with Miami Connection.
Yep. It's kind of it's in the same wheelhouse, but it's on Tubi currently. So and when you're done, watch Survival of the Film Freaks.
There you go.
Also.
Or watch Safer Spaces, then watch Dangerous Men, and then watch Survival of the Film Freaks.
That's a great idea.
Do a Bill Fulkerson sandwich.
Yeah. You get the record for me in the middle.
Yep. I've actually been curious to check that one out. So maybe when we do another sort of special or something, we'll tackle that. But
I don't want to wait that fucking long.
I don't wait that long. Next time we have you on, then Bill, we'll do Dangerous Men.
All right, I'll be back next week.
Okay, see you then.
See you in 10 years.
All right.
The 9-year, 1-month anniversary show.
Welcome back, everybody.
All right. Is there anything else? I know we didn't, dive deep into this one, but I want to start to wrap up because I got a lot of voice messages. Anything else? Any scenes in this that were fucking crazy that people wanted to bring up, or anything else that hasn't been brought up yet?
If we do that, we'll be here all night. There's not a single frame of this movie that doesn't deserve some sort of critique.
There was one particular scene on the beach that I love. It was after one of these zombie martial artists had his head cut off, and it wasn't he was like the Shang-Chi of the team was running amok, but everyone's fighting kung fu fighting, and there's the one headless warrior that's just kind of walking around without a head on. Anyone catch that? Because I fucking marked out hard.
Nobody, I guess. Ravenchild, look, you're observing little motherfucker over there.
Do you guys see this random old says Kung Fu Cannibals, and then it says Raw Force underneath it. I think they're trying to build it as two different films, right? Two human sushi specials. First they eat you, then they kill you.
What the fuck? Aries, by the way, when you were gone, someone commented, J1972 says Aries is correct. More arguing, please.
Let's argue. I'm up. Anyone? Come on. Play Dukes up.
Oh, yeah. Bill's posting the picture. That fucking dude, MZ. You love that dude, right? The bartender.
Oh, yeah. I'm the one who told you about it.
I know. That's why I said your name.
He looks like something out of Kentucky Headhunters.
He does. He looks like he should be the bass player of Humble Pie.
We're back.
Shit. That's good. That's good shit. Yeah, this movie is if you're into cult or exploitation or even 80s action, it's worth a shot. If you can get past the sleaziness, if you go in knowing that, I think you'll be fine. So, All right, well, let's head to the verdict on this flick.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, it is verdict time. We're going to let you know whether Raw Force was a trick or a treat and any final thoughts we may have. Let's start with Monster Zero.
This is the kind of film that was made primarily for teenage boys. It's got everything. It's got nudity. It's got violence, kung fu, fighting, drinking, and cannibals, and killing, and machine guns, and everything. It's got everything. Dead bodies, hookers. It's got it all. And even though I never got to see this when I was a teenager, the first time I got to see it was in my mid-40s, but it made me feel like a teenager. I would have to say this is the pinnacle of cult action cinema at its finest. It has everything I've ever wanted, and there's so much shit going on. It has an incredibly high rewatchability factor. And it's got Cameron Mitchell, which is nutty. It's screaming for a sequel. I know we'll never get one, and that's just a shame. But you know what? I'm happy with the first film, the only film, and this is a huge, big-time treat for me. I cannot praise it any higher.
All right. Marsman, what do you say?
This reminds MZ about being a teenager because there's a whole bunch of people getting laid and not him.
That's actually my 30s and 40s and 20s.
But I love this movie. It's great, and it's awesome. And I agree with MZ that it's due for a sequel. And let's make one. Let's all team up and make it. This is a treat.
We're going to do kind of like what we did for the Miami Connection thing?
Sure.
All right.
I got a captain's hat.
Yeah.
All right, Aries, let's make it official. I'm sure we know, but go ahead.
Oh God, yeah, no, this movie is this movie is exhausting. This movie seems like a parody of the movies we love. Like I'm really at a loss that this movie is getting the love that it is getting from you, from the people, because this movie is nothing but TNA with some, even for a cult kung fu movie. This movie is bad kung fu. Like I'm really at a loss. This movie, this is a bad cult movie. Like, don't waste your time. This movie is a trick.
All right, Raven Shadow.
So here's what's funny. I'm not that far removed from Aries on this one. And like I said, I'm going back to the Sedaris Mortal Kombat reference. I think this was definitely seen by directors and talent, that stuff that came down. There's a lot of stuff in this that me at 13 and me at 44 still adore. But it didn't have the same enthusiasms that maybe Miami Connection or Raiders of Atlantis or even who the fuck's in the cards in the San Francisco?
The Room?
What?
The fuck's the cards in San Francisco and Golden Gate Bridge.
The cards?
I feel like I just had a
Maniacs.
stroke.
Neon Maniacs, right?
Yeah.
The King Synopsizer strikes again.
But no, I mean, I did watch it. I watched part of the Sumerian, and then I watched it again with just myself and Ollie. I think it would have benefited, and watching it with some bros and some brews, that'd be fun. And I'm sure, like, until we continue to spike which will probably be about 2 weeks from now. If I can get some people over, we'll watch this for a samurai night. But it was fun. It was batshit, but it wasn't. Once again, I'm not that far from Aries on this one. I will say this is a treat of sleaze cult cinema, and you got to check it out.
What are you going to do, brother?
Yeah.
All right. Bill?
I enjoy the shit out of this movie, but I'm going to be honest. For me, a lot of it is because of when I was able to see it. I saw it probably 12 years ago, maybe closer to 13. It was a pretty early. I feel like it was a pretty early OTC coverage. So like, I saw it before I saw a lot of other of the like classic So Bad It's Good type films. Now, I love it, but I can totally see why Aries and Raven Shadow aren't 100% on board with it. Like, I get that. This is very specific in what it's shopping to its viewer. You know, it is sleazy, it is cheesy, it is dumb. These guys put their all into it, which is why I think it's enjoyable, because we've seen, how many have we seen where, you know, people are like, oh, it's so bad it's good, but it's just bad. You know, it doesn't have that heart that makes you enjoy. This one, goddamn, none of these people know any karate moves, but they're going to fucking try like they do. And that's the stuff that I love about it. It's not for everybody. It's absolutely not for everybody. I love it. But if you're not already a cult movie fan and can't bathe in that filth, yeah, it's not going to hit you right. So for me, it's absolutely a treat, but I understand why someone would be like, this is just garbage. Like when you watch a Neil Breen flick, like you can't just show somebody a Neil Breen flick off the street, or like, you know, like Miami Connection is the one we keep bringing up. That's another really good example. It's like, if you're not going into it understanding why you're watching it, then it's not going to hit you in the right way, and you're going to be like, this is just awful.
My father.
all opens. Yeah, Bill's point. Yeah, absolutely. Like, if you love sleaze, and I do in real life,
You're the purveyor of sleaze. That should be your new title.
I am the next
day of sleaze.
I am the purveyor of sleaze. Yeah, it's fun. Watch it with the lights off. Don't tell your mom.
Don't tell your mom.
Take off your pants and turn the lights off and put this movie on, and you'll have a good time.
Yeah, I got a couple Little Caesars pizzas.
Little Caesars. That's like outside of your comfort zone there, Raven Shadow.
Up the street, you know, they have the $5.
They got the $5. All right.
Well, since we're interrupting people, I just want to chime in here. I feel that everyone in this movie realized they were making a bad movie, and because of that, it takes away from the quote unquote cult aspect of it, because I don't feel they were giving it their all. I believe they were hamming it up. And that takes me out of a movie.
I think if you watch it and like the front half of the film, they're giving it their fucking all. Like they're dialed in. They're like, no, this is my performance. And there's a point, I think, where they realize how ridiculous it is. And then it does start to be like, they're really hamming it up now. But like those scenes, like that bar fight scene goes on for so long. And those extras are just like standing around in the background. Like,
yeah,
it's ridiculous.
I don't know why I was silent when I did that, because nobody in the podcast is going to actually see me do it. But
it's like a matter, like I had said, it's definitely like kind of in between two generations of filmmaking, which is why some of that cheesiness comes. But also, like, I think that I agree. I feel like it definitely seemed like it was shot in order, because the earnest seems to like kind of, you know, disappear towards like the end and stuff like that. But I think that I do think that this wasn't a trauma movie. I do think that the performances were sincere. Like I just think at one point they felt like, you know, they were in I think the woman who owned the ship was the tipping point, right? Like, I think that, like, all of a sudden it turned into a ridiculous road movie at that point.
I mean, I just get that feeling right from the get-go, and I feel that this movie is probably one of the beginning of the downfall of the cult movies, in my opinion, because once the cult movies became more conscious of themselves, they became less cult and more, less of what they are. I can't even think of the proper word for it, but it just because once they become self-aware, it is lacking in what they are.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for us to know since this movie was made in a very different time. I don't think they were that self-aware. I think they were trying to make a sleazy action movie of that era. Like, I don't, personally, but who knows? But all right, I'll go and wrap this up. But before I do, I want to mention if people want to hear an intelligent conversation about Raw Force, Bill was on the projection booth, episode 72 of the projection booth. And Bill, you talked about it on, I don't know if this episode's still available, but you talked about it on episode 119 of OTC.
You know where it is available?
Patreon, right?
It's show archives.
Yep.
Patron.
So if people do want to hear that, you have to be a Patreon subscriber to Outside the Cinema, and it's episode.
Those aren't full intelligent conversations. Just the projection booth one is the OTC one. I'm sure was like,
yeah,
Scott tits in this movie.
Hold on. One thing.
Wait. MZ, back it up.
Wait.
Back it up.
Raven Shadow, stop texting.
I'm in Discord.
He looks like a
back up,
like a babushka, like going through her like basket of goods.
Raven Child, you were texting in Discord?
I'm reading Discord.
Why are you reading Discord when we're doing a live fucking show?
Because that's a venue for our Patreon support.
Yeah, but nobody's talking there because they're in the chat room.
Chat room.
And you've already proved that you can't do two things at once.
Yeah. You can barely do one.
You just need to.
There are fucking 6 motherfuckers talking about Raw Force for an hour and a fucking half. I got fucking Monster Lips over here talking about what the fuck. I got big giant fucking beard over here fucking hating everything. I got Bill by Force being smarter than everybody else. And I got Maz looking like a milk dud. I don't fucking know.
But yet, as soon as you tune out, everyone notices.
Guys,
so don't fucking tune out.
I'm totally vindicated because I have been complaining to Johnny about like I'll tell people to like in the day to watch the show, and they'll be like, it's just 3 of you talking, and those other 2 are on their phone the whole time.
Yeah, and I'm sorry I came out swinging. I didn't mean to be like that. But
yeah, why?
Fuck you. You exactly didn't mean to be like that.
Milk duds are chocolate. I don't know why I look like that.
That was such a like. I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to be so bad to you.
Yeah.
I accept your apology.
Swinging, baby. So,
but why do I look like a milk dud?
Did we like the movie or not? I still don't know.
Yeah, I didn't technically finish my my verdict, but
Sorry, I apologize.
This is a shitty movie. Let's not dice words. It's a shitty
I don't think
movie.
anyone wants
Yeah,
that.
but it is fun. It is fun. It's sleazy as fuck, and some of the fighting is just so batshit crazy. And when those zombies come out of the ground, like that's all I needed. I was fucking like, yes, I was in. Like up to that point, and then when that happened, it was over the top, and I was fucking on board. So, yeah, it's a treat. It's a like sleazy cult classic treat. So
you know what, Johnny? I will get with you as soon as those zombies came out. I was like, yes, I'm on board, and then nothing. Like it was still a letdown for me.
What I loved about the zombies was that they didn't even have slow motion camera movements back then, or at least they didn't use it in this. They all they did was use the regular frame, the usual,
slowed it down,
the normal film footage, and they just slowed it down.
Yeah, it's funny that they did that whenever like the villains were on screen at the end. Oh, that guy! I fucking love that guy. Yeah.
You know what? I wanted more of that guy.
Your boy,
I wanted more of the monks
over here.
Yeah.
He was actually more like Egg Shen's like little nephew.
I did love the monks. All right, so we got to wrap up this discussion. So that's going to do it for our discussion of Raw Force. Mars, please stop with the Coke can, or whoever's got a can.
I have my Brittany cup.
Mars, do you have a can in your hand?
No, I have a can on the floor. Maybe I'm
Oh,
kicking
okay. I hear an aluminum.
Yeah, I'm gonna
can.
blame Mars because
It's like the old days.
Yeah.
So that'll do it for Raw Force. What we'll do is I have so much going on with all the voice messages. I'm gonna announce the winners either at the very end of the show or tomorrow, just because there's so much going on. I want to do like a random with all the people. I'm gonna pop all the people who watched live that said something or just made it known that they were watching. They're gonna go into a kind of I'm going to put everyone's name in a spreadsheet, and they're going to randomly pick a number. So that's how I'm going to figure that out. And then at the end, we'll pick a voice message to give away the copies of Raw Force. So just want to let folks know we're not going to forget about it, but we got a lot going on. I got a lot of voicemails to get to. And I want to talk real quick about next week. We have a Patreon takeover show. We've already announced who it is, and we're going to be
Carrying Cross.
We're going to be hooking up with our boy Dane Unda, and Dane is doing the Patreon takeover, and he's picked one film. He's going to pick a second, but we can talk about the first one, and that is a film that's on Shudder. It came out last year. It's called Hunted. And Dane said it was one of his favorite films that he saw at the horror festival that year. So we're going to be doing the film Hunted, which is on Shudder. I think it's from 2020. There's probably a few films named Hunted or The Hunted. But this one is called Hunted from 2020, and it's directed by Vincent Paranaud. I don't know how you say that. And it's on Shudder. So if you guys want to play along at home, check that out. And we'll be... What's that, Bill?
It's a solid pick. I've seen it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. We almost did it, and for whatever reason, we didn't. So I'm glad Dane picked it. Right that wrong, since we were going to do it earlier this year. So we'll have Dane on next week. Patreon takeover. Raven Shadow, you better get those Australian flash facts ready. He requested them.
Oh man, I'm gonna fucking tell him about dingoes. You fucking know.
All right, so now that's out of the way, we have some voice messages, but I want to give Bill and Ed Mars the opportunity to take off because we got a lot of voice messages, and we're probably going to be going at least another 30 minutes. And I know, Bill, you're way past your bedtime.
Whatever, man.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, you guys down?
I'm gonna sit here and look like a milk dud.
You look so delicious. You look so delicious, Mars.
Bravo! You're doing an excellent job of it.
Thank you.
Now
I'm getting harassed by Raven Shades and Slurry Amos over there. like,
I was upset. I was yelling about things.
I thought we were partners.
We are partners. Now I felt Aries fucking somebody.
You
called
felt
me
his
out.
hatred. You Raven Shadow. You're so empathetic. You felt Aries' rage, and you just became so filled with it that you had to let it out.
Right.
I took all of Aries' rage, and I had to just expel it. So I didn't mean. So I apologize.
I pretty much am responsible for introducing you to your special lady friend, and you call me a milk dud. I'm not even the right color. That's how bad your glasses are.
I'll wear my sunglasses.
Anyway, why does he look like a milk dud?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's kind of milky, and he's a dud.
And well, he is like we see.
That's your boy. That's your boy now.
Bad response I've ever heard in my life.
He is doing the bottom third thing, like Bill talked about. His head, we literally don't see your neck, Mars. We see just from your chin up, and it's on the lower third.
My couch is very squishy.
and it's.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, is that better?
Guys, anyway,
Bill's a milk dud.
Now you're a milk dud in a shirt. Okay.
I'm trying to recreate my photography.
Oh shit. Oh, someone just popped in the chat room. Good friend Sarana is hanging out in the chat room.
Hey.
So, all right. J1972 said Vic Diaz. Yeah, he was in that movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we brought him up at the beginning. Someone else mentioned at the beginning.
Yeah, I don't know if Jay might not have been listening at the beginning. So yeah, we did talk about him. Okay, we got some voice messages, so we're gonna get to those. And Bill, this is someone you know very well.
Oh God.
It's not Reverend Scott. No, he didn't call in. But someone else you know very well that you've known for several years, and that is our good buddy Arkham Josh.
Hey, Trick Radio guys, Arkham Josh here. Just calling in a very quick message. I wanted to say happy 9 years. That's pretty dang impressive. I don't know. I know you're asking people to list off good memories or criticisms, and
Come on,
I don't
Aries.
know, the fond memories are just too numerous to list, and I don't want to get into criticisms because, I call in with those all the time, so this should
true.
be a fun occasion,
True.
right? But hey, I hope you guys are all doing good. I hope you're all having a good time. I'm going to be listening to this episode tomorrow. Hopefully sometime soon we can, if things don't go the way of shutting down again, hopefully we can all see each other sometime in the not too distant future.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just wanted to say, happy 9 years, and hope you guys are having a good one. I'll chime in a little bit about Raw Force that it looks like you're covering this week. And yes, Raw Force is an incredibly stupid but fun movie. And where I can't give it a trick or a treat, it's definitely a lot of fun and an extremely high recommend. So, I don't know, hope you guys are all having a good one, and I'll talk to you soon, and goodbye.
All right, Josh, thanks, man.
Well, Josh didn't call into episode 700 of OTC, so kill yourself.
Oh, shit. Wow.
Oh.
I think he still has a copy of Through the Hard Way he's been trying to sell me that I should. So don't. I didn't. I want that record.
Wow. Things got dark.
We'll take it back. Everyone take it back.
And Aries, so to be fair, Josh he is one of the few that criticizes us on a normal basis.
He calls us out on our shit.
Yes.
But he doesn't necessarily criticize
Okay,
us.
he does call us out on our shit, though. You're right.
He is up front. Like, he is our leader in calling us out on our shit.
Yep.
But like, I'm looking for like I don't even exactly know what I'm looking for, but
You'll know when you find it.
Oh yeah, exactly. You know what? Fucking I want to hang up after a call. Like, make me feel like I need to leave the episode. That's what I'm looking for.
Wow.
I think this is a weird kink going
Yeah,
on right
what-
now.
Yeah.
Like, tell me I'm a bad podcaster.
Oh, it was like that. It was like
Yeah.
that. It was like that. It was like that scene in Raw Force where the guy was like, she was talking about the kinks, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that bizarre kink.
Yeah.
Yes. Strip for me.
Strip,
Oh,
yeah.
you're kinky. Holy shit. Okay. But you know what? I just feel like I people seem to have this weird fear of me, and I want like
You just want to be
I can't
loved.
hurt you through whatever media you're listening to. So fucking bash me. That's what I'm looking for.
All right. Well,
On a personal level, but you know what? I'll also take Bash MZ, Bash Johnny, Bash Raven Shadow. You know what? That's
Bro, really?
I mean, maybe I'm a little late because we're already into the episode, but that's what I was hoping for.
Raven Shadow hurt me.
I didn't know. Fucking died that hill. You said a lot of bad things, but I was a little bit outrageous.
Dangerous Donnie Davis says, "Damn, hope you have your safe word, Aries."
You know what his safe word is? Don't stop.
No, you know what his safe word is? Banana fingers.
All right. Well, here is someone that you do know a little bit better, Aries. So maybe he feels comfortable, calling you out and critiquing you, and that would be the Dominican Devastator, Double D.
What's up, Trick or Treat peeps? This is your boy Double D, just calling in to wish you guys a happy 9-year anniversary. I can't believe the show's been going on that long, to be honest with you. But congratulations, man. And definitely an accomplishment. I I know it's been a while since I last sent a voicemail. Double D's tied up with stuff that he's always tied up with. Particular pharmaceutical distribution and things like of that nature. Right. But anyway, I know that this episode is more for like a roast. I really don't have anything to roast you guys with. I think the quartet there is pretty evenly balanced. I think you guys feed off each other pretty well, and it's all good. I think the only thing that I can say, I know you guys are more up to reviewing, pretty much movies on VOD or independent movies that are not mainstream. But I mean, shit, I think, in my humble opinion, I would like to see more mainstream movies being reviewed by you guys and stuff. So just keep that in mind. Not everything mainstream has to be bad. You know what I mean? So it's fine to review a movie by Steven Spielberg or M. Night Shyamalan. So who gives a fuck what DC-10 says? All right. So it's good to do that every now and then. Now, as far as the movie of the week, Raw Force goes, I'll tell you, that movie I've never seen in my life. It was never on my radar, but I'm certainly glad that I did see it. I mean, you have an island there where drugs come from. There's white slavery ring trades that are trade pretty girls, and you have a Nazi who looks like Hitler there, and some pretty bad kung fu and all that. It's pure batshit crazy, and I loved every minute of it. Absolutely. I think this movie is like a delirious cocktail of like everything you want to see while you're at a drive-in or hammered, like in the middle of the night. You have sex, zombie gore, some Nazi mayhem, some bad kung fu, and some daring airplane hijinks. I mean, I think I can't overemphasize how much fun the movie is. And to think that there was potentially supposed to be a sequel for it is beyond me. But anyway, the movie is definitely fun if you can throw out logic and reasoning for about 90 minutes. So I know that's my boy Raven Shadow's kind of movie limit. So I think it's definitely a treat for me, you guys. So anyway, keep doing what you do. Love you guys. And keep rocking on. We'll talk later.
All right, Double D. Thanks, man. Appreciate the kind words. And there you go. Here's he couldn't do it.
Almost. He almost bashed MZ. That was very close.
Yeah, because MZ does not want to do mainstream movies at all. Do you have anything to say about that, MZ?
Yeah, because that was the cornerstone of what this podcast is about. Because mainstream movies do not need our assistance. It's the little film that needs the word to get out.
But you do realize we need to grow and expand as a podcast. So
yeah,
he's been growing and expanding for 9 years.
Yeah, in other ways we can expand.
Yeah, waste.
We can expand in other ways, but not lose focus of what our goal on the show is, and that is to help the independent filmmaker to review.
But being able to review a mainstream movie is not beyond reason.
Do you know how many?
Because you know what? We are not being paid to boost anyone. So we should be able to be free to talk about the independent movies as well as mainstream cinema.
Yeah, but do you know how many podcasts are talking about Fast and the Furious this week or Black Widow when it came out? Like, I saw. Like,
I can tell you what, we did not talk about Fast and Furious because I would not allow it.
Well, that's a mainstream of mainstream movies. But like, I do agree with MZ in the sense that part of you guys' uniqueness comes from that even within the horror community, and it's a little less now than when we started, but you're doing something different than even our, co-conspirators and cohorts.
Right. Thank you.
But by being able to embrace the mainstream cinema, we may be able to pull in one or two listeners every week that we talk about a movie that the masses know about, and we may be able to keep them.
Right. But why aren't they listening to the other 9 podcasts talk about those movies?
About 900.
But there are thousands of people listening to the podcast. We can only maybe pull one or two of them because we talk about a movie that interests them.
Bill, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say that, like, you can cover that stuff. You just got to do it the way you guys would do it. Our episode 700, we covered the Quiet Place movies. We covered both of them. Now, I mean, I don't think any of you guys are gonna call me out for being a sellout that we don't cover, like the bottom of the barrel cult films that, like, I mean, for crying out loud, Half of Vinegar Syndrome's early releases are all stuff that we covered before they released them.
Yeah.
But like, we did those Quiet Place movies, and our angle was we're going to talk about how much A Quiet Place sucks for the next 2 hours, and it's easily our most popular episode in probably the last couple of years, and it's only been out for like 2 or 3 weeks. And I noticed a big bump in our numbers for the next episode because we went back and covered that. And then in this past week we covered Dangerous Men, and then whatever the other one was. Like, so like, it's okay to mix that stuff in and grow as long as you guys have an angle. Like, no, don't fucking do a review of Black Widow the week it's released. Go back now maybe and look at the first Thor movie and rip it apart for 2 hours and why it doesn't hold up in comparison to the stuff that's come after it. Go with an angle with it. You can do whatever you want. That's the thing.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I mean, even, going back or even talking about it as it's happening, someone that's very interested in the movie will find it because we're talking about it, and that may cause them to continue to listen to the show, whether they like the movie or hated the movie. But because we're talking about that movie, they tuned in, and it may cause them to listen to us further on. It helps us expand our listenership.
Yeah, and I mean, and Bill brings up an interesting point. But we also do this, like I would be okay. We have worked in some more popular films over the years. We've done some theatrical releases. But it's an interesting question, and we do sort of toe the line. I would be up for doing it as like a every now and then type of thing. Maybe once every few months or something. But
yeah, I'm not. You guys rebrand as like a new release podcast or anything like. But if you find the right way to look at something, there's no reason why you couldn't cover it.
Oh yeah, and that's exactly what I'm saying. Where I like that aspect of that. A majority of our films that we talk about are independent, but we talk about mainstream movies here and there. Every couple of months, or we get our hands on a screener and we can talk about a movie before anyone else can, to kind of like lend a little bit of cred to our podcast that this film studio wanted us to view their movie before anyone else. That type of thing, I like that aspect of it. You know what? An occasional mainstream, an occasional pre-screening. It breaks everything up. It's not the same type of thing every week.
I feel like that stuff's.
Oh yeah, it will. And this week we went back 3 decades to talk about a movie.
Yep.
That is against our norm nowadays.
Not for like milestone shows. Yeah.
Didn't we do A Quiet Place?
I think I think we did. Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Well, see, then you guys are sellouts.
Right. But that's kind of my point. Like, I feel like that stuff is a self-fulfilling prophecy. We didn't go see The Witch or It Follows or any of those like more above the radar theatrical releases because we wanted bumps. We did because we were excited about that stuff. So I think if you guys were psyched about something, you would go see it or watch it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to review the Fast and the Furious or Avengers or whatever. So like, I guess I just don't even know what you mean.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, like what was said, a milestone show. We'll go back and revisit something. I mean, that because it's a milestone show, we can go against our norm. No, it's just our norm is to break the norm, and that is one of the things that make us unique. We have our set form, but we'll.
And I lost them all because my iPad died. So I need 1 second to get them back. What a shit show. Okay. get these guys back. The funny thing is, Bill is talking. I can still see them just fine, but they can't hear. All right. Let's see if I can add that.
This is the first 200 episodes of this over and over again. We need to give people something new, and I feel we do that. I don't feel we've given any repeats because of how we are.
You just complain Johnny to death.
No, my iPad died, so I lost some of the. I could see you guys I could see you and I could see you talking, but your voice is cut out. But I'm gonna.
Oh, damn it!
Yep, I'm gonna table that conversation for now because we have a lot more voice messages, and MZ is gonna start getting fucking heated if we don't wrap up soon. So,
fuck him.
This is a short one.
This is an anniversary show. You should have taken a nap.
Bro, even I'm still hanging. I
know.
usually gone 3 hours ago.
Yeah, exactly. This is a short one from an old friend. Let's hear from and Mars might know this this caller. Let's hear from Papa Palpy, Mars. Maybe.
Unlimited podcast.
There you go. Unlimited podcast.
Well, nice, Papa. Thanks.
Thanks, Papa Palpy. All right.
Sound good.
It's a Star Wars show joke.
Well, let's say I recommended it and give it a B-.
There you go. Okay.
Because it sounded like R2D2.
What?
I don't know which Star Wars you watched.
I think, Bill, I think you might know this person. I think if I'm not mistaken, I believe he's a listener of your show, or at least I think so. But let's hear from one of our Patreon supporters, EF Contentment.
Hello, gentlemen. This is EF, the guy you love to feel indifferent about. And I'm just here to call to basically just talk about this unpleasant surprise that I found in my Twitter. It's called Shit That Raven Shadow Says, because apparently Raven Shadow does not have enough attention with the extended intros to him, the blackout tapes on Discord, and asking him every week what he did to prepare for this week's movie that he probably did not finish watching. Now we have to have his thoughts, these little quotes, during the week at any moment. I figure why not just extend this Trick or Treat Radio Twitterverse and give Aries his own account. You can call it Shit Aries Doesn't Say, like a please, a thank you, or excuse me, I'm about to make noise that's going to interrupt this podcast at the worst possible moment, or why no, I don't want any whiskey, or oh, I am never the creepiest guy at any party. You could have him do that, and then even extend it to something else. Have MZ have a YouTube channel where he could do these videos of him making long, extended, droning, boring non-connections between people like Donald Moffat and Bobby McFerrin, who composed the theme to The Cosby Show. What the fuck was that about? That was like 2 weeks ago. But whatever. He could make a killing in the ASMR department, because I'm telling you, I heard like 30 seconds of that, and I just fell into a coma. So plenty of people with insomnia could really benefit from his channel. So yeah, you guys could really do that. Johnny is probably too busy, has too many fingers and too many pies to have either like a Twitter account or a YouTube channel like that. But it's okay, because I think he knows where he stands in the group, or where he stood. He was the one non-asshole in the group, and he decided, what can I do to like make me more like them? And he went, oh, I know, I'll become a vegan and thereby trump everybody else by being the most insufferable person on the show by default. Well, congratulations, Johnny, and congratulations to the rest of you. Anyway, I'm gonna try to call back next week for your 9th anniversary show, as soon as I find out how I'm gonna roast you guys. Okay, take care and be well, gentlemen.
There you go, Aries. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's a contender for the fucking win.
Yeah.
You know what was best about that is I didn't even realize what he was doing at first.
He really wants that DVD.
Oh,
Oh fuck.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, that was good.
oh.
That was pretty
Yeah.
fucking good, EF.
That was what I wanted. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. Dude, come on, bro.
Come over, bro. He's in California, you idiot.
Well, this Amtrak.
Why don't you go to him?
Amtrak. He's gonna take a fucking train cross country to come hang out with you.
I would love to take a crane cross country. I just don't want to be anywhere near Raven Shadow.
Come on.
Crane?
No,
Crane.
How would that be taking a crane?
No, I want to go on the
Yeah,
road trip.
that's right. The drunk is picking up on your slurs.
Oh man, EF, that was fucking glorious. Thank you.
Calling in sick tomorrow. I can't go to work.
Your radio show is so fucking out of sorts now.
I can't find that Twitter account.
I have just.
I think it's
No,
at M Raven Shadow.
At M Raven.
I believe.
It's shit that Raven Shadow says. It's not. It's a third party vendor.
I've thrown up 3 times tonight, and I didn't even get roasted, so I really feel for you guys.
It's showing over yet.
Well, you did get called a milk dud.
Yeah, by my fucking tag team partner.
All right, let's keep going. Let's hear.
It apologizes.
I found a real Raven Shadow one apparently. That's not. It's got no posts.
Maybe I might be wrong. Did I set
There's
that?
definitely Michael Raven Shadow at M Raven Shadow, Trick or Treat Radio co-host.
Oh,
Joined July 2021. 12 followers, following 12 people.
I must have got a.
Follows this. 0 follows this one. So
No, it's not what Raven Shadow says. That's So it's,
but that's not the Twitter handle because that's too long to be a Twitter handle. I don't know what the Twitter handle is. I'll try to look it up.
This is like his fantasy.
yeah,
he has a Twitter where he doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do anything.
All right.
No, I found it. It's at Raven Shadow Says.
Oh, okay. There you go.
It's only got 8 followers.
We're gonna.
I think I lost some.
Yeah, you probably lost them during that last fucking roast.
Raven Shadow says he's done with Sergio.
All right, let's go on to the next one. EF fucking killed it. Let's see what Evil Corny has in store.
Happy 9th anniversary Trick or Treat Radio. Guys, I'm so happy that Slay Golf years ago introduced me to your show. I enjoy watching you all during the live show every week. I love being in the chat to where I can kind of pick on Raven Shadow and MZ. Really, all of y'all. I like when Aries gets mad and starts snapping at everybody, though. You know, that's like the coolest thing ever. Can't wait until y'all in the studio together so he can probably chase y'all around that room, around the lair. And he can be reunited with his coffee mug that I sent. But overall, I've been loving the show. There's a lot of movies that you all introduced me to that I probably would overlook. And like I said, I've really been enjoying the show and kind of love interacting with you all and the other fans. You all have a good one. Evil Corny out. What up, Raven Shadow?
Thank you, baby.
He didn't even tell anyone to go fuck himself or go fuck yourself or whatever.
It could be a follow-up.
I had a back and forth for like a year and a half after he was up here for Rock and Shock, joking on Instagram back and forth about fucking the posters that Raven Shadow never sent to him.
Yeah,
Every now and then I would just get a DM from him that was like, "Hey man, you see Raven Shadow?" No, send my posters.
Every time I invite Raven Shadow to something, the first text he sends back is, "Yeah, I have stuff for you." Keep in mind, we've been having that conversation for 2 years.
Oh shit! All right, we got a next voice message. And by the way, Corny, it's been fucking awesome, man. Being your buddy.
I love you, Corny,
and having you hang around the groups, and also love that you're doing your own thing too, man, with your own show.
Yeah, sure.
Let's hear from Wild Bill. I don't think it's Bill by force, but it's Wild Bill.
fuck me. Fuck me. God damn it, Monster Zero, stop putting the lotion on his skin. I'm a psycho killer, and you're freaking me out.
What the hell?
Maybe that's Buffalo Bill's crazy brother or something. I don't know. Wild Bill?
Crazy shit Buffalo Bill says, huh?
Yeah, that's the next Twitter account.
Oh.
All right, Wild Bill. Thanks. All right, we got Raven Shadow. You're gonna get excited about this.
Really?
Because we heard from a former supervillain who is reformed. He's a former member of the Kobayashi Maru.
Oh, what do you mean former member? Current member.
Oh, is Kobayashi Maru still together?
Yeah.
What? Thought they died. I thought they died a while ago.
No, still it's evergreen, Johnny.
And you don't even know who he's talking about. It could be a former member.
Yeah, maybe he's
I mean,
left.
we already heard one, so I'm pretty positive that it's another one.
All right, well let's hear from our old friend Dr. Joey Tron.
Good evening, gentlemen. It is your old pal, Dr. Joey Tron, calling to give you a hearty congratulations on 9 years. I have been there for the whole 9 years. I was on, I don't know, episode 7 or something like that.
Yeah.
Way back when you guys were a phantasmagorical spin kick straight through the heart of pop culture, and everything was done in kayfabe, and the hosts were monster hunters, and I had to pretend to be a supervillain, and
pretend.
When I would call in to talk to my friends, they would be mean to me. So that was good times. Yeah, keep it up. It's fun to see how you guys have evolved, and I'm sure the evolution will continue. Take care. Love you. Peace.
Did we make him?
I don't feel people are quite grasping this roasting concept when they finish off with "love ya." I don't know.
I'll have to play EF's back again.
Yeah.
Oh, Aries' fucking kink is in full effect.
Yeah, Aries.
Oh,
we're
man.
learning a lot about you. All right, let's see what else we got here.
So I'm fascinated. What happens back there in the bedroom?
In the bedroom. All right.
I want to hear why they hate us.
We'll get a few more. Maybe. This is from our boy, one of our other boys from Down Under. Let's hear from Tim from Melbourne. Tim Chuma.
Bombaleo. Tim from Melbourne here again. Congratulations on the 9th anniversary. I have to get a bed soon because I have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning for work. I always end up at the same train station halfway through my commute, and Aries and Monster Zero are having a fight every time for some reason. Must be the way I listen to it during the week. Yeah, I have to have a break and listen to This American Life in between as a palate cleanser. Have a good time for your 9th anniversary, and I'll hopefully see you in another, 10 years or so when the coronavirus has gone away. So.
It's funny that you guys argue like pretty much whenever he gets to that train station. Do you time it, Aries?
I just maybe MZ does. It's whenever he fires me up.
I have no idea, man, but he must be at that train station an awful lot.
And you know what? This is the type of thing I was looking for. I don't know whether me yelling at MZ annoys people or they like it. Apparently they like it. So I'm going to keep it up. But be warned, people, you've had your chance to say, be nice to MZ.
I'll tell you this much: they don't like it as much as his girlfriend yelling at him.
Yeah.
Anytime I can see MZ degraded, I'm okay with it. So.
Okay. I'm just. I've given the listeners their fair opportunity to say, "Be nice to MZ."
Would you listen to them if they did?
Maybe. If there was enough of it. If there was maybe one beyond Creepy Girl, and I haven't even heard Creepy Girl say "Be nice to you," so.
All right. We got a little robot. This sucks. What happened?
I blame you.
I blame MZ.
What'd you do, Raven Shadow?
I didn't touch nothing. Shut it down.
All right. Well, we got another voice message. I'm actually gonna mute you guys during the voice message so it doesn't robot, and hopefully it clears up after. But this is from First Time Mike and Aries. It's called Roast and Toast. So maybe you'll get what you wish. And look at Raven Shadow furiously typing over there. All right, here we go. Here's First Time Mike.
This is First Time Mike. Wow. The 9th anniversary of Trick or Treat Radio. Such an accomplishment. A true milestone in the chaotic world of podcasting. Congratulations, you needy, praise-seeking motherfuckers. Oh, don't get me wrong. It's an achievement. 9 years of anything these days is hard to accomplish. You've outlasted longer than most TV series, comic book companies, movie careers, and most marriages. Remarkable disregard for the rules of decorum, pronunciation, and taste. Trick or Treat Radio soldiers on. Hell, you guys let people like me ramble on and on about useless trivia about some obscure Italian movies and... wait, what am I? Oh, I'm recording something. Where was I? I'm supposed to say something nice. Toast. Dear Penthouse, but this is I wouldn't believe this happened to me. Oh yeah. Yeah. Trick or Treat Radio must be kept on the air for as long as possible. I mean, what would happen if these guys weren't podcasting every week in Trick or Treat Radio? I mean, Monster Zero might be wandering around Art Bradish's in a dirty half shirt that says sexual Grimlock on it, asking people if they want to see his foot-long sausage. Aries would probably have a beard 3 times as long as he has now, with small animals and action figures living together with its own circle of life, while he's sitting there yelling at Monster Zero about how technically that isn't a foot-long sausage unless you measure it from the base. And Raven Shadow. Fucking Raven Shadow. And his 60 effing fucking nicknames. Yeah, I don't even want to know. I've looked into different timelines with the Watcher and in between pot smoking and just sitting there either playing with Ollie or stirring the sauce. The Watcher just wanted me to tell you in almost every other timeline you don't watch the fucking movie either. And above it all, Johnny Wolfenstein would be running the podcast with the great skill he always does. Okay, Mr. Johnny Wolfenstein, according to our agreement, you owe me $25 monthly and that recipe for the buffalo cauliflower, which you talked about, which sounds really delicious. I'm payable by PayPal, and I will email you your invoice for the praise tonight.
Thank you.
In all seriousness, I'm really happy for you guys at your 9th anniversary. It is an accomplishment, and much love to everybody here tonight. I'm planning on joining you guys for the live show, but hi to everybody, especially Mars. I miss you, dude, on the show. I really do, and I hope all is well with you, and you and yours are doing good, and it'll be great to hear you tonight. I will have a review of Raw Force because I love the movie, and if it was just a regular show and you guys are doing it, I would have more of a review of Raw Force, but you guys will probably have so much going on that I just wanted to get this for you. This is First Time Mike, wishing you all the best, and everybody listening, goodbye. Also, P.S. Milwaukee Bucks are the NBA champions, bitches. Milwaukee out. Bye.
Finally, Milwaukee has something to be proud of.
Yeah. So I apologize for the all you guys, the hosts, listening, because I tried to get rid of the roboting and realized that you guys would not hear the voice message. All the listeners heard it, but you guys missed some. And First Time Mike did get a little bit of roasting in their areas when you weren't listening, but he did follow up with some others. So was that acceptable, Aries?
It was acceptable, yes.
Okay.
I thought I broke everything because I unplugged my headphones.
Good.
I am dying. I don't know what's the matter with me, but it's worse than last night, Wolfie. I'm dying. I'm literally dying right in front of me.
You say that like every time we podcast now.
I don't know what it is. I think I might be allergic to you.
What are your symptoms? What's going on?
I'm sweating.
You're
My
sweating?
stomach-
Genitalia.
Swollen
genitalia.
Yeah.
Swollen genitalia.
well,
My testicles have blown up 3 sizes and I speak in Spanish.
Anybody down there got any balls? About 2 of the biggest 17.
Oh shit!
I've
All right.
literally sweat through my plaid scar shorts.
Pick it up. Pick it up.
All right. Well, first time, Mike. Thanks, man, and it's been awesome having you as a friend and supporter for all these years, and you're the best, dude. Yeah, I do want to hear you talk about Raw Force though sometime. First time, Mike.
Yeah, please. And thank you. I miss you. I hope now that my schedule has opened up a little bit, maybe I'll come back and hang out with the guys a little more often. We still have a trivia rematch between Raven Shadow and Aries.
Oh God.
A long time ago,
Yeah.
where there was apparently a miscount or something. So, I
Dangerous Donnie Davis says, Mars, check your blood sugar for real.
no, I did check my blood sugar.
Okay. Is that why you're dying?
I think I'm literally dying because I ate like 3/4 of that box of apple bars yesterday while we were on podcast.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Those things like fiber and apple in them. Thought of that fucking idea. That's like one thing that binds you up and one thing that makes you fucking shit. I feel like a loaded musket right now.
Loaded musket. All right. Well, we got 2 more voice messages. Let's hear from Mars. This is from your I guess your partner in crime with the comic book, Matchel of Omaha.
Hey, Trick or Treat Radio. It's Matchel of Omaha. I'm calling from the men's room at work. I'm in the 3rd stall over. Got to be kind of quiet in case somebody walks in. Don't worry. I'm not multitasking. Or am I? Johnny will have to do some audio forensics to see if you hear any phantom plops. Anyway, want to wish you guys a happy 9th anniversary. Thanks for making an amazing show. It's a high point of some rough weeks sometimes, so always glad it's there. You guys always make me laugh. Love you dudes. Bye.
Well, thanks, Matthew of Omaha. Hopefully you made it out of the stall okay.
Yeah, right.
Oh, shit. That was fucking funny. Mars, when are we, you mentioned earlier, but maybe end of the year we might see some stuff from what you and Matchel are working on?
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome.
I'm hoping so. We wanted Halloween, but like we have this kind of, or I have anyway, but I'm sure he agrees because we keep doing it. I have this mantra of once we put out a comic, we've put it out, right? Like, so everything we do after that is going to be judged, on its own or whatever else. But that first one, we have to stick to landing, and B, if we decide that we'd rather do X, Y, and Z, we'd have to change it. Being, a comic book with a continuity, we just want to make sure it looks the way we want it to be and sounds, for lack of a better way, we want it to be. So, and once we put out that first one, that's, how it is. Like, books don't do well with big tonal shifts. And we have a pretty solid idea. I would say that B movie meets just, this comic is for Tiny White and Michael Raven Shadow, like, of the world. Like, it's Suicide Squad and Justice League International combined with some canon 80s films. So
awesome.
We just have a lot of ideas and a lot of stuff, and we're doing a story right now about the Bunny Man, and everything's going to be
well,
good in the hood.
Obviously, when we have some more information about a release, we'll obviously be talking about it. So we'll have you back on to talk about it, obviously. But yeah, I can't wait.
Aries is in every issue so far.
Matt's art he's fucking knocking it out of the park with that. So
yeah.
All right, one more voice message. This one's a little long, and I think it's from an old friend. So let's. I'm not quite sure if we're ready for this, but it could be someone we haven't heard from in a really long time. So let me go ahead and play this.
Well, guess who's back in town? I bet you thought the old Southern Avenger done fucked off to fuck land, but guess what? We've been slowly and quietly unraveling our plans underneath the noses of all you brain-deadites. Oh, we've been having a fun time. You didn't even know what was going on. But hey, since we're reaching the apex point of the plans coming to its fruition, I figured I'd do the supervillain thing and come and let you know the extents of our plans. Now that it's too late to stop a damn thing. Now see, our plan, which we affectionately call the 9 Rings of Hell, for reasons you'll understand momentarily, had to overcome our first obstacle, which was to remove the biggest threat within the Deadites. So, through Tiny White's love of musical technology, we put out a Craigslist ad, enticed him into our van right out in front of his house to come in and experience this new musical technology, and then wham, we got him. And now we've infused him with technology that will allow him to mastermind our takeover plans with his in-depth knowledge of the Deadites. He's more machine than man now. Say hello, Tiny. Yes, we infuse the technology straight into his butthole. Anyway, which brings us to part 2. So then we had to contend with Dynamo Mars, who, to be fair, wasn't much of a threat. We found out pretty early on that he'd usually fall asleep halfway through a fight. But anyway, we figured we could use him as another added distraction and use him as an incubation point for rings 3 and 4. So it was at this time we got him to cause enough internal chaos within himself that he would break from the Deadites. And when he did, we'd just keep adding to the contaminants through the access point of his mouth using hot pockets over the course of many, many months. So this formed an orange sludge. Unexpectedly, that little orange mass took sentience and became another part of our plan, but more on that later. Let's get to ring number 3. The emergence of Ares. Yeah, we didn't worry too much when Ares was asked to join because, yeah, he looks like a Sasquatch on steroids and need a Rogaine, but, you know, we didn't figure he was much of a threat because he doesn't look like he's too sharp. So anyway, when he rethought the matter and left for a short hiatus to rethink, we figured it was time to make sure we had complete control over Ares, so we lured him into the van with some cheap whiskey, and we shaved off his real beard and replaced it with a new fiber optic butt hair technology that helps breed infected rodents to spread disease every time he yells. So, on a microscopic level, those contaminants entered the ear holes of hundreds of people, spreading that disease from yet another ring of death. Which brings us to ring 4, Monster Zero. We've been slowly over the course of time, as he gets so tired he can't pay attention, been replacing him one body part at a time. See, we go to all his favorite places to find dates, and we find the old stumps, and then we take and replace it. That's why most of his body is hairless, because some of those parts aren't human, and they're not male either. But anyway, so slowly over time we replace Monster Zero. We've been having a hard time getting the hair. The hair's still actually him, but the rest of him is a full replacement. You'd be amazed at places he has hair and the places he don't. It's really kind of creepy. So that brings us to ring 5, the removal of Johnny Wolfenstein. See, you cut the head off of the turd monster, and it's a good chance everything will fall into shambles. So we lured him in with the prospect of being an avocado tester at Whole Foods, and he fucked off quicker than you could say fuckity fuck. And there he left, or stayed away, leaving the Deadites to fend for themselves in a realm of technology they were unprepared to understand. Which brings us to ring number 6, the Raven Chateau. This was the best part of the plan. See, you put the hub of communications in the hands of a guy who doesn't understand how a fax machine works. This was a perfect opportunity for us. So we snuck in to the Raven Chateau while he was passed out after a blackout tapes, and we rewrote everything to our advantage, tying in Tiny White's technology so that we could drive further and deeper into the minds of the populace of the world. We now had complete control over the trick-or-treat broadcast to do and say whatever we want. We manipulated so much audio and video to make you think good movies were bad and bad movies were good. Just complete mayhem. Well, that brings us to ring number 6 of our plan. Remember that little sentient orange mass that dropped out of Mars a couple of sentences back? We groomed it, grew him at an exacerbated rate, and ran him for public office. And get this, he fucking won. Boy, we had the whole world in a jumble for the better part of 4 years. That was a good time. But it was at this point the circle number 7 came into play a bit early. That's right. The toxic fumes that left a Hot Pocket's exasperated ass of Mars on fire released a toxin into the atmosphere that dissipated at a rate no scientist had ever seen before. It infected everybody on a global scale so much that they had to shut whole cities and countries down. It was an amazing year. We had complete free reign of everything. It was a good time. Oh, yes, it was. And it's not over yet, because we still got variants of his little ass gas floating around infecting motherfuckers every day. This plan has gotten huge. So, that being said, the Deadites are discombobulated, disbanded, strolling about, and it was time to put into effect our next part of the plan. Ring 8, if you will. We managed to obtain a mole inside the Deadites operation.
Oh.
That's right. We got a man on the inside. I'm not going to say who that man is, but let's just say all it took was a couple ounces of some good herb and a couple of cartons of smokes, and he will converse with me openly during broadcasts and let me know exactly what's happening within the Deadites organization.
What the fuck?
So now we got complete control. And this is when it's time for Ring 9 to gape openly at planet Earth. That's right. Ring 9 is already underway. It's already started. See, over the course of this time, we've been recruiting hordes and hordes of mindless zombies willing to do whatever we say without 1 ounce of personal thought. And they're going to move forward unvaccinated into the world, spreading the disease perpetrated by one of your own. You see, at the point the population of Earth is so decimated that even if you guys rejoin forces, what would you have left to fight for? We've already won. And you Deadites fell for every trick in the book. Well, if you were the last bastion of defense for this planet, you lost. And now Ring 9 will bring an end to the Deadites in complete control to yours truly. So, hope you guys been having a good day. You tell your mom and them I say hi, and we'll talk again soon, okay? Bye-bye.
This is the first day of my last days. Built it up, now I take it apart. I climbed up real high, fall down real far. No need for me to stay the last thing left. I just threw it away. I'm thanking God, I'm trusting you. Now there's nothing more flip that I could do. There was something real, there was something true. There was something real in this world for you. I'm the one without a soul, I'm the one with this big fucking hole.
Wow. Southern Revenger returns. It's been a good, 6, 7 years maybe?
God damn you, Monster Zero, you're outed.
Raven Shadow's the mole.
Well, what do you mean?
Yeah.
What does Raven Shadow want with cigarettes and weed?
Back for you.
Raven Shadow. Is that why? Is that you're not actually talking to Rocky? You're talking to Southern Revenger, right?
I don't know who I'm talking to.
That's obvious.
Yeah.
Long
You're,
fucking answer.
you're
What
so
a shock.
desperate for attention, Raven Shadow.
There's somebody touched me. I mean, I don't know. There's fake names.
Fake names. Well, Aries, does that qualify or?
I don't know. I was trying to figure that out. I don't know if that's necessarily a bashing or not.
It's
I think that needs to be a group decision here.
It's a like a many tiered, like several year long plan.
Yes.
So wow. Okay. Well, Southern Revenger is and Mars, you're the linchpin to all this.
You know, Raven Shadow's been blaming everything in the world on me for years, so I guess he's right.
So I guess that makes sense that he's the mole.
Yeah, exactly.
He knew.
Wow.
I'm going to make the Raven Shadow was right shirt. But I'm going to spell it with
You're going to sell one of those.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to buy two.
Yeah, so you sell two.
That's the trick. I know if I put them in two different colors, Raven Shadow will buy two.
So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get one for Marion and then two for me. So you'll at least sell three.
Mars, did you bought one of those Mars was a cult shirts, didn't you, from Bill?
No, he didn't.
Oh.
Can't wear a shirt with my face on it. I don't even wear a Deadeye shirt.
Who else is gonna wear a shirt with your face on it?
Somebody sexy.
Raven Shadow. Why didn't you get one?
Oh, Raven Shadow only wears the shirts with his face on it.
True.
Yeah.
And just two, Bill.
I feel
Just
so
saying.
awkward wearing
I'm sure my face is on that.
I feel so awkward wearing my Down Boy shirt when I'm not, when I'm not at home.
I wear the Down Boy shirt all the time. I'm gonna buy one of those. I almost bought it for my friend's birthday, but I thought that I don't know that she.
I recommend buying the new "A Quiet Place Sucks" T-shirt that I have. I actually sold a bunch of them.
That's funny, man. All right, so that is it for voice messages. We're gonna wind this shit down. It's almost midnight, and MZ's gonna turn into a fucking pumpkin.
Banana it is.
I'm going to the hospital.
Jesus Christ!
I need an iron lung. I think that's what.
All right, well, let's start saying goodbyes then. So, let's start off with Bill. Bill, man, this was fucking awesome. I got to hang out with you for like 4 hours. It's like longer I've hung out with you in like years now at this point.
I think last time we hung out that long was when you were here for the entire Royal Rumble.
Yeah, no, I think you're right, and that was
like 4 years
January
ago.
2019, maybe. Was
Yeah,
that the-
probably.
I think because I think we came to the last one before I moved down here.
Yeah, you
No,
came.
you came back.
We
Oh,
showed up.
no, that's right. I did come back. That's right. I did come back for that one. It was January 2020 then. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Because
And then
I surprised you by coming back.
Yeah, I almost shit my pants. It had nothing to do with you showing up.
Yeah, you just have really bad diarrhea.
Yeah, that was like the last like get together we all had before the world decided to shit all over itself.
Yeah, it was only a few weeks after that, or a couple like
a month,
8 weeks,
and a
or something like that. Yeah.
I was there too.
Yeah, my dog remembers fondly.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Bach's a little bit invasive. I have a beat.
He liked Zero that last time he came though.
Oh yeah.
Well, Zero.
He's
yeah.
Barker's kind of an apex predator.
Randy Orton.
Yeah. He's gonna give you the fucking RKO.
I got
up out of nowhere.
in my head. They talk to me.
So Bill, let folks know. Give the plugs again. Where can people can check out your shit on Tubi and also outside the cinema.
Yeah, OTC going strong, 13 years plus. We just did episode 700 a couple weeks ago. If you really want to hear a shit all over the Quiet Place universe and saga, I highly recommend it. Every show's every week. We have a Patreon, patreon.com/outside the cinema. You get the shows a few days early, plus you get our show archive and all the exclusive audio that goes there. You know the deal. These guys got one. If you don't sign up for theirs, maybe mine. If you don't sign for either of them, fuck you. Both the flicks are on Tubi. Survival of the Film Freaks is there. There's still a handful of Survival of the Film Freaks like shirts and shit left at the filmfreaks.storeenvy.com or storeenvy.filmfreaks.com. It's one of those two. Yeah, that's really oh, and Burn Pile, if you are into weird moody electronic music. I don't know anyone that's here now that knows anything about moody electronic music.
No one.
My musical project Burn Pile that did the soundtrack to Survival of the Film Freaks, and I put out it's an EP, but it's as long as most records on Spotify.
I fucking love it.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate it.
So
And,
yeah,
thank you for Survival of the Film Freaks, including Wolfie and I, because of all my records, anything else, that has been the only thing that I've been able to show my family.
Even though that scene from Salo in the first like 30 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it was awesome, Bill, and everyone go check out Safer Spaces and also Survival of the Film Freaks, both on Tubi right now. Give them a look, and then also if you haven't, check out Outside the Cinema and look for Bill's got a bunch of stuff coming down the pike, and when we have more information, we'll have him back on to talk about it. I'm excited to see what you got going on, Bill.
Word, dude. Thanks.
You got it, man. Marsman. Let folks know about where they can find your shit, and then say your goodbyes.
You can check me out at I run a
ChristianMingle.com.
at Christian Grinder.
ChristianMango.com.
At thefarmersmarket.org.
It's my name on that is I don't care about the stigmata and I don't care about the stigfata. But
local single in your area.
Yeah.
Farmers love connection. We put out me and my amazing team put out 2 books last year. One was called VHS Nightmares. It was an anthology which features my first published work, where very slowly I'm trying to put together the audiobook version of that, which will have some people that familiar with this show and some people that I believe lives at Johnny's house. So you can find me there. I do a new podcast occasionally, but I don't think that the people I do it with understand consistency. It is a market watch for nerd things. I talk about Vinegar Syndrome and Waxwork Records, and people talk about comics and trading cards and whatever else. That's called Don't Panic. And I feel like there's some other thing I do that I can't remember that's important, but I'm forgetting it. I'm in the Deadites. We just recorded a song. We recorded a new song, an ABBA cover, which you can find now if you work hard. But if you want to wait till I actually finish it, I think you'll like it. It's the name of the game, and Matrix sounds better than ever. And Tiny is brilliant. So all I do is turn knobs and stuff this days. So yeah, check out that business. Dynamire. I do a thing called Dynamire. We have some cool stuff in the pipeline. And I said all my nice stuff about you on Facebook today, guys, and I really meant it. So I won't repeat myself, but I love my opportunities to come back, and I even when I'm dying, and I really, 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 really adore you guys. And I say it all the time, and I know you probably roll your eyes at it, but like there is, especially it's extra good with Bill here because I feel like there is a great deal of all the stuff that I am doing right now at a very cool high level that I feel like this show and my relationship with people like Bill is 100% responsible for. So thank you so much. I'll be back soon, bearing trivia and action movies. I got the spring on Johnny Wolfenstein. So Montero, I love you.
Love you too, buddy.
Aries, you're my brother. Raven Shadow, like I said in that post, I will continue to push you until either we both fall off a cliff or I die. And if you die first, I will bring you back as a marionette. Johnny, we're family. Thank you so much, my man. And Bill, you're always there and you're always the best. And to the listeners,
what's that wink? Yeah, everyone, and also Mars has this podcast where he very rarely talks about Star Wars, and
that's what I was forgetting.
and eats yogurt.
Yeah,
Last night we talked about Woodstock '99 more than we talked about Star Wars. But
oh man, you guys watch that documentary?
I did. It really is good.
I haven't seen it. Mars was talking about it though.
Yeah, it's really bothering.
You got to have an off the cuff.
I had to like restrain myself to not talk about it here because it's really like when I close my eyes, I see Kid Rock playing and frat boys groping me. It's not.
We're gonna do an OTC bonus episode and talk about that then.
Yeah. Totally worth it. But I love doing the Force Insensitive, and it's really fun right now because I deal with 3 Star Wars apologists, and they get angry when you disagree with them and talk about it on the show. So I'm sure everybody's heard all about it. The Star Wars Can Do No Wrong Gang should be the name of that show.
Well, to be fair, we I don't think any of us really loved that last episode, but there you go. All right. Well, awesome, Mars. Thanks for hanging out, buddy. It was a pleasure and it was a fucking blast.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you dying for our sins.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to send Raven Shadow the credentials for my Omega fan club so that
yes,
he keeps it going.
Raven Shadow would love Omega. All right. Well, let's go around and say our goodbyes with the rest of the normal crew, starting with MZ.
Thank you for 9 years. Looking forward to 10. Arrivederci, douchebags.
All right, Aries.
All right, Mars, always a pleasure to have you on. Bill, it's great talking to you. We don't see you enough, and I love to hear that you're going to be doing some short documentaries on independent musicians. Just want to throw out that I used to be in a band. You know, hint, hint, wink, wink.
If I'm doing a documentary about you, it's gonna have nothing to do with me.
It's
gonna have everything to do with your roasting kinks.
Yeah,
wanting to be made fun of.
It's just gonna be called kink shame, and it's gonna be a story.
Oh yeah. You know what? Yeah, I have all kinds of shame tonight. No, this. You know what? No one said don't fucking beat on people. So you know what? I am going all in, all out now. From now on, MZ, Raven Shadow, you guys are on notice.
Oh.
I am done being nice.
I've been telling you and Matrix to be nice to me and not hit me for 20 years now, and it hasn't at all.
Well, you know what? No one else has told me not to be nice. So
you put on
this times since I've been in our 20 plus years of friendship where I would say, Aries, be nice. You know this person.
20 plus years. You're going on like 30 plus.
I know. That's the thing. And I let it go for the first 10 years. The last 20, I'm like, you know this person. This is your aunt. Be nice to her.
But apparently people like when I'm mean because I gave people opportunity to say, be nice. And no one said be nice. So people want the asshole. So guess what? Trick or Treat Radio, you're getting the asshole.
Hopefully it's
Welcome to my world. Good night.
Hopefully it's not Mars's.
Aries. Be nice.
No.
All right.
All right, Raven Shadow.
All right, Mars, Bill, I look fondly to the days where we could have mozzarella sticks together and eat them like Lady and the Tramp. And the other dog. You know what I mean? Like getting really kind of weird, the cheese around us heads. And that'd be kind of like, not weird in a weird way, but just
so weird in a weird way.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's going to be weird, but maybe we can just like wrap mozzarella sticks around each other's heads in the same location.
Sounds awesome in a weird way.
That's not weird.
How can that be
right?
misconstrued as anything but weird?
It's not weird, but Bill lives out. He likes, we live in North Shore. So Bill,
I guess no, there's no shore. No, not North Shore. North of Boston.
Yeah. I don't want to get weird, but I want to have the opportunity where we can share.
Robin.
It's like,
fuck that. I want to get weird.
Let's get fucking weird, right? Let's get
fucking weird.
Chris. Yeah, let's fucking do it. Let's get with some outfits. But no, thank you guys for hanging out. Weird. We should probably stop this.
Where's some outfits? What the fuck does that mean?
I will never look at mozzarella sticks the same way again.
That's gonna
you know what?
Be a Halloween.
I wish you guys stopped talking and just let him go to see where this would go. Because he would just ramble until someone stopped him.
And that's
He stopped
no. MZ would stop it because he does not put up with that shit.
No.
I think he's dead. I think MZ's dead.
Only MZ.
I'm pretty fucking close. I'm ready to close out right now.
Keep going, Red Shadow.
Live fast, love hard, survive with your mask on.
Bye, everybody.
No, we're closing the show, dude.
We're closing the show, dude.
What a fucking idiot.
I'm the idiot.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes. All right. Well, that is gonna do it, MZ. That's the end of the show. But big ups yourself, Bill. Big ups yourself, Mars. Thank you guys for hanging out and putting up with our bullshit.
Am I seeing a knee? Mars, sit up.
That's not a knee.
That's not a knee.
Also, big thanks to all of the people who hung out live. We had a bunch of people hanging out live. We had tons of voice messages. We love you guys. What we'll do is, since we're running really late, we'll pick the winners and then we'll announce them. Because I don't even have the Blu-rays yet. They're en route, so I can't send them out yet. But as soon as I get them, we'll be sending those out. But I will. We'll let folks know over the course of the next few days who won. So we appreciate everyone coming out. Everyone hung out for the live show. Everyone sent in a voice message. We checked in with a lot of people we haven't talked to in a while. Speaking of like Sammy and Andy, a bunch of other folks. So we appreciate you guys hanging out and for celebrating.
Don't forget the Massachusetts State Lottery Vax Millions program.
Yes.
Get vaccinated, win $1 million. Massachusetts State Lottery.
And big thanks to our friends over at Vinegar Syndrome for providing the Blu-rays that we're going to be giving away. Everyone go check out their site, and they got a new app launching. Give that a look. I think it's launching tomorrow or the next day. So when you hear this, you'll probably be available. So give it a look. And we appreciate them for sending us some copies of Raw Force to give away. So that's going to do it. We appreciate everyone who hung out, everyone who will listen to this podcast when it drops. We love you guys. 9 fucking years. Honestly, like I never would have even anticipated that we would be doing this for this long. Maybe we got another year left in us. Maybe another 2, 3. Who the fuck knows? Bill, you're the king, man. You've been doing it for 14 years.
Yeah, it sucks.
Sucks. All right, well, that's going to do it, especially because we're roboting again. So that's it, folks. Thank you for tuning in. We love you guys. And what was that, Bill? What
It's
that
a me, a dynamo.
It's a me. It's a dynamo.
Come on, stupid Sony camera. There it is.
There it is. And Raven Shadow fucking walks away at the end.
All right here. I was just stretching.
No, Raven Shadow, I said.
All right. I love you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Wherever you go.
Congratulations.
There you are.
Oh, yeah, there you go, Mars. Especially because I'm trying to get the outro to play, and it's not fucking playing.
Yeah, Mars needs to looks like he needs to pee.
No, I think he's going to poop.
I got to real bad, so I'm signing off. Thanks again.
MZ's gonna fucking flip out. All right, we'll do this another way.
Yeah, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Fuck you guys.
All right, all. We'll see you guys next week for fucking 471. Begin the 10th year. We'll see y'all later.